about the Susquehanna Township Indians tonight, Jerome, and their quarterback, Ben Moser. He's at 886 yards, 7 touchdowns, but he's just as shy of 4,000 for the career, 37 TDs, tonight as a career starter. Let's talk about what he's going to have to do to prevail his team tonight to win this one.
One thing about Ben Moser is he's electric. You see Susquehanna Township attacking downfield. The key is going to be, can they sustain that kind of productivity all 4 quarters? That has been the problem in their last couple of games. They've been in some barn burners. On the other side, we have Tommy Clock. Tommy Clock, very efficient. 7 touchdowns, 1 interception. I mean, you're talking about a kid that does not turn the ball over. And when you have a quarterback that is that efficient, it always gives you a chance to win the game.
It's one thing, Archie Smith, to be outside of league play. You know, those are tune-ups. You want to win them. We got one team, Susquehanna Township. They're 1-2. Lower Dauphin 3-0. But for Susquehanna Township coming in this game, they're really, that 1-2 record really doesn't quite look at it because they've been battle-tested. What will they have to do tonight here at Hershey Park Stadium to beat these Lower Dauphin Falcons?
Me, if I'm Susquehanna, I'm not changing nothing, man. We was in a close game last week. We want to build off of that because close games and games like that builds character. So I want to take what we learned last week and bring it forward to this week because this week is a new week.
Keystone Division coming right up, kickoff just moments away. Tonight's game, ABC 27 and Invictus Sports. Tonight, High School Sports Live is happy to say this game is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Finance Housing Agency. Kickoff after these messages.
There's a place where kids really connect to learning. Commonwealth Connections Academy. It's a tuition-free, fully accredited online public school where students find devoted, enthusiastic teachers like never before. Commonwealth Connections Academy, the online public school.
Hey guys, just in time.
When Julie wanted to provide some stability for her 2 boys, she reached out to the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency for her home loan. We're proud we could help Julie and her family. If you're looking for an affordable home loan or refinancing option, give us a call. We offer down payment and closing cost assistance too. Call us weekdays 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or check our website. We're the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. We help homeownership dreams come true.
Under a new state law, all electronics must be recycled.
Welcome to the Dauphin County Recycling Center, where recycling is quick, easy, and free.
You may recycle appliances or even cell phones.
We're open 6 days a week, and recycling is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Contact our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or visit our website for more information.
Help us protect our planet, because tomorrow does matter.
Like tough? The future of tough is now. With the all-new Ford F-150 4x4 at Hoffman Ford. And a tough truck requires an easy-to-handle price, as in $10,000 off MSRP, or 0% APR for 72 months with approved credit. Or how about a 36-month lease for just $390 per month? Tough truck, easy-to-handle price at Harrisburg's premier Ford dealer, Hoffman Ford.
Advanced Hoop's biggest goal has been to raise the culture.
Friday Night Football Keystone action, Hershey Park Stadium, Susquehanna Township, Lower Dauphin. Jerome, we got a great matchup. Susquehanna Township 1-2, Lower Dauphin 3-0 coming into tonight's game. The Susquehanna Township battle ready. Lower Dauphin coming off a big victory. They're averaging 35 points per game. Something's got to give here tonight, but this series is tied 4-4, but Lower Dauphin taking the last 2 of these last 8.
What's important is that this is the beginning of conference play. So you have when you look at the layout of the conference, Bishop McDevitt, Lower Dauphin, Cedar Cliff, Redland, Hershey, Susquehanna, and Mechanicsburg, you're looking at the Keystone Division. And you want to make sure that you come out and you establish yourself in the Keystone Division because you have some powerhouses in this division. Very competitive schools, very competitive in every way. So it's going to be a nice year for this group. So you're done with the conference play or out of conference play. Now it's about what you can do in your conference and see if you can get that championship.
Heredia set to kick in. Antonio Heredia set to kick. Back to receive is Chris Ciotti, number 20. Ciotti is one of those guys, if you're not careful, he'll take it to the house on you. A lot of times people don't even kick to him, Jerome. Now in his sophomore year, he returned 2. two of which were 90-plus.
And that's
returns.
huge. I mean, when you can win special teams and win the special teams battle, especially on returns, that gives you an extra ability to put points on the board, and you have to respect that. And when you look at high schools, that's probably the one area where you can kind of make some hay is on special teams.
Ciotti's going to pick it up about the 3-yard line. Take it across the 20, but man, he was roped up quickly around the neck. He almost looked like he got horse collar coming up to make that tackle for Lower Dauphin. I mean, that was very close to being that was the linebacker Hunter Harnish on the tackle. That might have been close to being a early on horse collar.
Yeah, and that's, horse collars are dangerous, but, what you're seeing across football in general is they're being hesitant to make that call now. I think right after it first happened in the NFL where you saw a lot of players getting broken legs, that was definitely something that was called often. But now, coaches or officials want to make sure that that's exactly the call before they make it.
Ben Moser, quarterback for Susquehanna Township, will have the ball on the 16-yard line. Starling, Zakwe, Downing, and Proctor are his up front guys. And just like that, across the 40-yard line, Chris Ciotti's burning the 20, the 10. He's going on to the house. Touchdown, Susquehanna. First play from scrimmage, but, yeah, it's good. It's good. It's a touchdown to Ciotti. An 84-yard hookup from Moser to Ciotti, and that's going to put Moser over 4,000 career yards for, he has all kinds of time. He's just going to get slotty.
And this is just a go route. This is just a go route. Just basically, Ciotti is down the outside of the field on the right side. Go route 101, and just a beautiful pass by Moser. And one of the things we talked about was big plays for Susquehanna Township. Don't be surprised if they attack downfield, and it's exactly what they did.
Moser will have the hold. Jonah Williams with the kick, point after. It's up and good. Susquehanna Township on the board at 11:42, 7-0. Oh.
Hi, sweetheart.
Hey, you two, it's dinner time. When Marcus and Michelle were starting their family, they came to the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency for their home loan. We're proud we could help Marcus, Michelle, and Mia. If you're looking for an affordable home loan or refinancing option, give us a call. We offer down payment and closing cost assistance too. Call us weekdays 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or check our website. We're the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. We help home ownership dreams come true.
There's a place where kids really connect to learning. Commonwealth Connections Academy. It's a tuition-free, fully accredited online public school where students find devoted, enthusiastic teachers like never before. Commonwealth Connections Academy, the online public school.
You're just joining in. Susquehanna Township on the board, 7-0. 84-yard hookup from Chris Ciotti by Ben Moser. And that's really congratulations to go out to Ben Moser. That puts him over 4,000 yards for his career.
Yeah, definitely. And he's definitely a young quarterback that has shown that he can play very well at this level, and he's getting better each year. And I think that's what you want out of your quarterback. And you see a really beautiful deep ball, and again, attacking downfield. That's what Susquehanna Township wants to do all games, attack downfield.
Swartz and Cruz back to receive. Jonah Williams' kickoff. That'll be Cruz taking it across the 20-yard line. He makes the move. He's crossing out over the 35-yard line, and there's flags down on the play. And I look like that might be going against Susquehanna Township, and that's Joe Rybarczyk with the tackle, the linebacker, coming up on special teams, making the hit.
Now, again, one of the things is, and we'll see what the official call is, but you want to make sure you're getting into the fourth game of the season, so you don't want to have a lot of costly turnovers or penalties. And in this case, it was a face mask against the Indians.
So that face mask will go against the Indians. That's going to tack on some more extra yardage for Tommy Clock and his crew to come out here down 7-0 in the Keystone matchup early on. Now, if you know anything about Lower Dauphin coming in, very patient team, very well coached. Rob Clock has done a fantastic job at Lower Dauphin through the years. But look at this. It's going to be a direct snap. They're going to go Wildcat, and they're going to snap it to their tailback. He's going to take it over the 40-yard line, and he's going to stiff arm and cross over the 50-yard line, wrestled down on the play by Susquehanna Township, coming up and make that take.
And I'll tell you, watch number 77, the lineman, Daniel Beaver, who sealed that outside that allowed the running back to get outside. Very good block. Look at that. They sealed that outside so well, and if that can happen all game long, Susquehanna Township is in trouble.
Patalwich on the carry. Tackle was Brian Garner. It's going to be first down and 10, the ball on the 46-yard line for Lower Dauphin. Going to be whistles on the play. I'm not sure they got that play off. That's going to look like it's going to go against Lower Dauphin. Oh, that's actually going to go Susquehanna Township. It's going to be offsides. You know, penalties came back to hurt them a few times in that East game last week. And in particular, at one point, Susquehanna Township had East backed up with the lead down on their own 3-yard line. And they jumped off sides, gave them an extra first down. Another penalty last week, a 15-yarder in that same drive. And they did lose in the last seconds, waning seconds. But Susquehanna Township fighting back here in the Keystone Division against arch rival Lower Dauphin. Hatowich is going to carry across the left side, take a few tacklers with him. Brian Garner coming up to make the initial hit for Susquehanna Township, assisted by
And this is just a straight up the middle. You see the guard pull coming around. Actually, it was a tackle pulling to come around to seal that hole. And there was a gaping hole right up the middle of the defense of Susquehanna Township. They definitely have to tighten that up. And they have some size up there. So they want to make sure that they're able to tighten it up with those linebackers in the back.
This is Akwe, Mitchell, Bascom, Pope, Rabarchek, Wright, Garner, and Ramsey on the defense for Susquehanna Township. Cross to the 20-yard line, down to the 10, still on his feet. Patowich is going to stumble into the end zone and score, but there are flags down. That'll be a 34-yard touchdown for Lower Dauphin, right back at you. But actually, correct that, there are no flags on the play. That is a touchdown, Lower Dauphin Falcons. And boy, did they open up a hole in that left side, Jerome.
Yeah, I mean, that's the second play in a row where you saw a big gaping hole for a Talwich that just ran through. Before he even got touched, he was already 8 yards into the secondary before he got touched at all. So, you know, if you're Susquehanna Township, that run defense has to improve. This cannot continue or it'll be a long night.
Susquehanna Township is going to jump off sides on the left side. Now, you're going to decline that penalty, I assume. They're just going to go for the extra point. Ready, yes. Point up and after is good. All knotted up in this Keystone Division. Take a look at this play. What a big gaping hole, and he makes one more move and walks into the end zone.
Under a new state law, all electronics must be recycled.
Welcome to the Dauphin County Recycling Center, where recycling is quick, easy, and free.
You may recycle appliances or even cell phones.
We're open 6 days a week, and recycling is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Contact our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or visit our website for more information.
Help us protect our planet, because tomorrow does matter.
How about we cut some fat from the system? How about we lose the hot air and secondhand smoke? Let's give everyone a great choice of doctors and remember we're our own primary care providers. Let's build better plans and pick up some better habits along the way. It's time to be the change we want to see in healthcare and the change we want to see in ourselves. Let's do it all for health. Highmark, Blue Shield.
Knotted up 7-7. We got an early scoring battle right away from the get-go. Heredia's kick is going to be picked up by Wright. Wright's going to bounce across the 20-yard line, and boy, he's going to be hit pretty hard and taken down by Brendan Schaefer for Lower Dauphin.
Well, I'll tell you, we may be in store for a barn burner. I mean, the potential for that to happen is big. And one stat to keep an eye on, Susquehanna Township allows 26 points a game right now. And coming into this game, which is very important, Lower Dauphin, on average, puts up 36 points a game. So I'll tell you, Susquehanna Township is churning out 29 points a game of their own. And shootouts, they have not fared well at the end of those shootouts. So they have to establish some type of defense, especially against the run. Because if clock it doesn't have to pass, that's going to be a big concern if they can just run the ball like that.
Banks was put in motion. That's Wright on the carry. Wright is going to be taken down with no gain. And that's Chad Ray, the defensive end, came up, and he's lined up. They'll line him up in different positions. Chad Ray comes up and makes a tackle one right. And that's going to be second down. Actually, he got back to the line of scrimmage, so it'll be second down and 10 from the 23-yard line for Susquehanna Township. You see they'll call a lot of no huddle, all from the sideline. Moser to Ciotti. Ciotti going across the 30-yard line, and he'll be wrestled out of bounds.
And I'll tell you, you see the maturation in Moser. We talked about that from last year. He throws a very, very good ball. Very efficient passer. He's definitely improved. And, I mean, I'll tell you, he's looking to hopefully go to the next level. And you're seeing that on both teams. You have Clock on the other side. I mean, when you're talking about, you may be talking about two of the best quarterbacks in this division, and possibly they're ranked in the area as two of the best quarterbacks.
See, trips receivers to the left. Moser doing that hard snap. He'll snap those hands a lot. Sometimes he gets the defense to jump off sides. Very balanced and fundamental team in Lower Dauphin. Banks on the carry to the left side. And, man, I tell you what, there's some hitting tonight already. Coming up and making that tackle. This defense will show you C.J. Rambage come up and making that hit. This is going to be one of those Keystone matchups where, Jerome, in the last 8, 4. Susquehanna 4 wins. Mm-hmm. Lower Dauphin 4 wins. Lower Dauphin the last 2. These are 2 hard-hitting teams.
Yeah.
Traquan Banks on the left side. He's going to be taken down on that play by Evan Morrell for Lower Dauphin.
I tell you, Morrell, I like how he filled the lane from that free safety position. There was no false step. He just came right up, read the play brilliantly, and came from the free safety position and was able to make a tackle for only a 5-yard gain. That looked like it would have been further.
Moser back to pass, looking downfield. His intended receiver was Ciotti. It's going to be incomplete. Actually, he went to tight end side. He went to Andrew Seymour's side on that, 6'1", 150-pound junior, who caught a touchdown last week against East.
And one of the positives about an offense like this is it doesn't give the defense tons of time to actually do substitutions, and also can put a strain on a defense as far as conditioning. So, Lower Dauphin's definitely a pretty conditioned program, but you have a quarterback that's able to run that. Not every quarterback in high school can run an offense like that.
Moser getting flushed, and he doesn't really have a whole place to go. It was a 3rd down and 6, and he's going to dump it off. It's going to be incomplete. That's going to be a punting and bring on the punt team for Susquehanna Township. Moser really, if you saw here on our far side of the screen, Ciotti's double covered. Mm-hmm. He looks right. He's going to check down to his second, third looks, and then there was just nobody there. It was great coverage for Lower Dauphin.
And you see at home, you see all this movement by Moser. I actually think he made a brilliant decision. It took him a while to make it, but getting rid of the ball instead of taking a sack or having a turnover, just throwing it away, was not a bad idea.
Jonah Williams set the lead foot kicker, the good kicker, good end over end, backs up Lower Dauphin at the 20-yard line. Swartz on the carry on the right side. He'll be taken down. That ball will be brought up at about the 26-yard line.
Pac Financial, helping local families build, manage, and protect their retirement savings. Do you have a game plan for retirement? Steve Marazzo is a local advisor who listens and cares about your needs. No account is too large or too small. Let Pac Financial and Steve Marazzo design a winning game plan for your retirement. Call Steve at 717-564-6400 and ask about the free, no-obligation retirement projection.
First down and 10. Ball will be on the 27-yard line for Tommy Clock and the Lower Dauphin Falcons. And like they do, they'll pound it on you right up the middle. Patalwich on the carry on the right side.
And again,
Advanced Hoops high-level basketball training program is gearing up for their winter youth basketball program. The programs are designed for children ages 5 to 10, as well as middle school, 5-on-5, and skill factory. Fall AAU tryouts will take place on October the 24th and the 31st. This is a great time to get an evaluation from the Advanced Hoops staff and prepare for the upcoming spring AAU season. So call Charlie Fortney at 717-657-2620 or go to advancedhoops.com now as classes are filling up.
Tommy Clock's pass is incomplete. His intended receiver, Charlie Fies, on the left side. Let's go down to Archie Smith on the sideline. Archie, last touchdown by Lower Dauphin, a big gaping hole on that left side. What do you see Susquehanna Township playing? What is that front, and what are they looking on defense to do to stop Tommy Clock in this running game?
Well, Susquehanna started off with a 4-3. But those offensive linemen are firing off the ball. Now they're trying to switch it up to like a 5-3 look with a 5-man down lineman with a rotating linebacker that's playing the outside contain.
Thank you, Archie. We always love the inside from the Alabama Stater. Patowich across the 50-yard line, the 40. Still on his feet. He's hard to bring down. He'll cross over the 25-yard line. Big pickup, a 41-yard scamper by Patowich on the left side. And Jerome right now, as Archie said, they're trying to show him different looks on the front, but these are gaping holes.
Well, I think the issue that Susquehanna Township has to deal with, you're dealing with an offensive line that is not big, but they are very, very fast. And like Archie said, they are firing off the ball. So they're getting into the gut of the Susquehanna Township defensive line really, really quickly. They're pulling guys. You look at the size. Alex Stoner, 5'6", 200 pounds. He's the center. You have CJ Rampage, 6'2", 250. You have Chad Santana, 5'11", 215. Brock Wilson, 6', 260. Daniel Beaver, 6'4", 225. So this is not a big line, but they can move, and that's what you get with this line that's able to open those holes.
It's been typical through the years of what you see of Lower Dauphin and Rob Clock. Susquehanna Township's taken a quick time out to talk this one over, and knowing Joe Heed and his staff and how hard they work as well, and so does Coach Clock and his staff. More importantly, this is not characteristic of what you see out of Susquehanna Township defense. They have been a really tough defense this year, even as you said, giving up 20-some points. But they've been
that's a lot of
solid
points, though.
Defense.
Yeah, I mean they're solid, but I'll tell you what, against the run right now, they are getting gashed, and it's going to make for a long night if they can't shore this up. Because right now, Lower Dauphin is able to. Their whole playbook is open right now. If you can run like this, your whole playbook is open, and Clock passes when he wants to, and that's dangerous. Again, right up the gut.
It's Brennan Schaefer, the running back / linebacker. He's a 175-pound sophomore getting the carry.
I mean, Ty, you're talking about a first down carry, 8 yards on first down, right up the gut, right into the teeth of your defense. So, you have to do something to kind of mix it up. Whether they may start stunning more, they may begin to commit more defenders to the run, into the box. The only problem is that opens up Clock to then throw the ball.
Clock getting the snap. He'll give it to Schaefer on the right side. Schaefer will be taken down. And right now they're taking their time. 3rd down and 1 for Lower Dauphin. There's Kyrie Downing, good picture of him, and Ronye Mitchell. Ronye Mitchell's tapping Downing on the head. So they basically have thrown their hands up a couple times. These are two big defensive linemen.
Yeah, and Downey, 6'2", 270, he did make the play on that last, and that's what you want to do. And you can see they're committing more defenders to stop the run.
3rd and 1. Towich on the left side. He's going to pick up and move the chains. He's going to cross over the 10-yard line for Lower Dauphin. And they're knocking on the door one more time. When your safeties are coming up to make the tackles.
And again, look at the blocking. They're pulling guys, and they're getting a lot. And you're seeing number 50, he moves very well. He's coming out of his stance and getting outside, sealing the edges, and they're getting upfield pretty well.
That's the center, Alex Stoner, who's pulling.
And how many high school centers do you know that are pulling like this? So that's a treat to have when you have a center at a high school level that can do this.
Clock give to Hatowich. He's not going to be touched. He's going to walk in. Touchdown. Lower Dauphin. He flips the ball to the referee, and they're on the board one more time. Here early in the first quarter. 11-yard touchdown for Hatowich. His 2nd of the night. Up the middle, and he walks in. He really wasn't touched.
He wasn't touched. You see a good double block down on the tackle, a kick-out block by the pulling guard. The seam is there. Hatowich runs right through it, untouched for a touchdown.
Already his point after is up and good, and Clayson with the hold. And Lower Dolphins putting 14 on the board. And look here again, Hatowich coming right through your living room. 11 yards for the second TD of the night.
Today, we have some breaking news on the West Shore. Some spraining, twisting, popping news. It appears that Mechanicsburg is getting a state-of-the-art OSS orthopedic urgent care. This is what we know so far. OSS urgent care is much faster than the emergency room. All patients will be seen by orthopedic experts. Costs are typically less. And OSS is open 7 days a week. Remember, if you have a sprain, pop, or break to report, go right to the experts. OSS Orthopedic Urgent Care. 2 great locations, York and now Mechanicsburg. Now that's some good news.
Karen has 459 friends, but none of them made sure she got home okay. None of them suggested she skip the next drink, try a glass of water, or maybe just call it a night. Karen has 459 friends, but tonight, what she really needed was one good one.
Let's go down to Archie Smith on the field. Archie, you talked about Susquehanna have to show different fronts. What did you see in that last possession of Lower Dauphin, Susquehanna's defense-wise?
Well, in that 4-3 and that 5-3, they're outmanned. So what Coach Eden did was he adjusted. So they went to a 6-2, which is more of a gap control defense. But those guys are firing off, man, which is leaving holes going up. We might have something here.
And here's Hershey across the 30-yard line, the 20. We told you he could do it. He walked into the house, touchdown, 94 yards, and that is the third 90-plus. And there's Mrs. Moser slapping high fives with the people in the stands tonight. That is his third touchdown of 90-plus yards. Jerome, take it back from the get-go. The wall was set on the left side perfectly.
Yeah, it definitely was, and that's what you're going to see from Susquehanna Township. You saw 2 methodical drives by Lower Dauphin. They get in the end zone. Susquehanna Township comes back with 2 big plays, and this time Ciotti he gets outside, fouls the wall, and then turns on the Jets. So big plays are helping them keep in it. Now they just got to see if this defense can hold. Matter of fact, both defenses, whether it's special teams for Lower Dauphin and their defense or the defense for Susquehanna Township, they have to find out how they can stop each other.
Point after is good. We're all tied up in the Keystone. Don't go anywhere. Right there, 178 total yards, 2 touchdowns for Ciotti as he walks in the end zone untouched with a perfect wall set up on the left side. We've got a great one, folks, here on ABC 27.
Ruff Tractor and Equipment is PA's full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction along with other leading manufacturers. Serving the total sales, rental parts, and service needs of its customers. Ruff Tractor paves the way for your project from start to finish, featuring the latest parts and equipment from Case Construction and more. Ruff also offers 24/7 job site support. Ruff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
Like tough? The future of tough is now. With the all-new Ford F-150 4x4 at Hoffman Ford. And a tough truck requires an easy-to-handle price, as in $10,000 off MSRP, or 0% APR for 72 months with approved credit. Or how about a 36-month lease for just $390 per month? Tough truck, easy-to-handle price at Harrisburg's premier Ford dealer, Hoffman Ford.
Yes, he started for these last 2 plays, but he came up on that last tackle. And
welcome back, Archie Smith, talking about Ryan Garner. Archie, let's go down to you and talk about Lower Dauphin defense. They're starting to make adjustments, but what about that wall set up perfectly on that left side for Chris Ciotti to return that 94 yards?
That's how you press the hole, and then you get to your wall. As you can see, he pressed the hole, then he got to his wall. Now, one thing that's been coming up, number 36 from Lower Dauphin has been screaming down the field, so they ran opposite from his side, and you can see touchdown in the result.
Yes, Archie's talking about Hunter Harden, who they're going to run opposite of because of the moving linebacker. And, you know, Coach Clark and his staff are going to give you different looks on that defense a lot tonight.
Yeah, he'll definitely give different looks. And, we heard about the 4-3 that they ran, and they switched it up to a 3-3-5. And, that's good coaching. You want to make sure you adjust. So now you'll see, can Susquehanna Township stop the running game of Lower Dauphin right now?
First down and 10 from the 30-yard line. Clock rolling to his right. Clock's going to keep it. He's going to bounce out across the chains. He's going to pick up about 7 on the carry. It's kind of what we expected out of a series in the last 8, tied 4-4. Jerome, it's everything that this game we expected to promise here in Hershey Park. And there's something about playing on this big stadium. It just has such a good feel. And the turf, why most teams are playing on turf now in high school. It's just irregular as opposed to when we were kids. It was green grass, but it looks quicker on the turf here at Hershey Park.
It does. I mean, it definitely does. I mean, you don't see too many grass fields anymore, and unfortunately, you see those injuries happening in it. There's always that question: is it the turf? If it was grass, would some of those injuries happen?
Susquehanna Township's going to wrestle down Clark. What a great play! And when you talk about wrestling down, coming back into this year, Aaron Siegel, the senior, 6'3", 280, he's finally been cleared to play. This guy has been on a lot of college coaching visits, and the big man is back. And I know the Susquehanna Township fans are welcoming Aaron Siegel back. What a welcome sight at 286.3.
And you see, you're going against, you have a smallish offensive line going against a very, very big defense of line, but yet that offensive line so far has won most of the battles with their quickness and speed.
3rd down and 9, Tommy Clark rolling to his left side. He's going to set his feet up and throw downfield. He's got a target open and almost caught, almost brought in and brought beautiful. Arms stretched out. Skylar Swartz, the receiver, 5'8", 140 sophomore. He's a quick kid. Tommy Clark had him. And that was a good ball, slightly underthrown, but a good ball nonetheless. Overthrown, but the good ball nonetheless. Fingertips almost reels that in by the receiver, but actually pretty decent coverage as well from the defender. Jacoby Pate was on the coverage for Susquehanna Township. And they've got a hole. Lower Dauphin's going to come in to punt on 4th down. Brian Garner's going to pick up the punt across the 20-yard line. Now the 30-yard line. Mark Garner's going to make something out of it, the freshman, and he's going to cross over the 35-yard line. There are flags down, Jerome.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what I am surprised about, and we'll see what the call is. That drive, Lower Dauphin kind of got away from the running game. You see them kind of open it up a little bit and try to throw. And you definitely, when you have a talent like Clark, you definitely want to throw the ball. But Susquehanna Township has shown that they could not stop the run. So, coaching got away from that a little bit, and you got a 3 and out. And now Susquehanna Township has some momentum. They just had a score. Now they have a 3 and out.
There's flags down on the play. That would be holding on Susquehanna Township. That's an illegal block on Susquehanna Township. Okay.
Again, Coach, Susquehanna Township has to be concerned about the penalties. You're into the 4th game of the season. You do not want to get creamed by penalties and making sure. I know Coach Heaton is going to be in his team's ear about making sure that they tighten this up, because that can lose a ball game for you. It seems like it's going to be a close contest. Both teams are playing their hearts out.
Right on the jet sweep across the left side, and he's going to be wrestled down by a host of Lower Dauphin Falcons.
On October 17th at the Hershey Theater, area families are in for a magical night, as the Really Big Show is featuring rising country star Jessica Lynn, famous impressionist Christina Bianco, performance painter David Grobati from America's Got Talent, and special appearances from the Redland Little League, the United States Championship team, the WNBA's Maggie Lucas, former Harlan Globetrotter A-Train and Belinda, and much, much more. The Really Big Show is a special benefit for big brothers, big sisters of the Capital Region. This event is recommended for families. To get tickets, visit HersheyTheater.com or call 534-3505.
Brent Spencer on the interception of Ben Moser's pass. You'll take a look here. There were flags down, but that was holding on the left side. So Lower Dauphin's going to get another opportunity in the red zone. 26 yards. Spencer takes the ball across 20-yard line, the 15-yard line. And Moser, I was looking downfield all the way at Ciotti. And there's 3 guys on Ciotti's side.
Yeah, there were 3 guys there. It was definitely an ill-advised throw. I think, his confidence, he's thinking I can stick it in there. But, he didn't have tons of pressure, so there wasn't necessarily a need to put it up there. But it's a turnover, and now, you're going to see Lower Dauphin. Can they capitalize? Don't be surprised. They go right back to the running game. That's what got them going. And, let's see if they go back to it.
Hatowich has 2 touchdowns already. That's 34 on your screen. Clock to Hatowich. Hatowich up the middle, puts his head down, and he'll cross over the about 7-yard line.
And I'll tell you, there's no surprises. You see the H-back lined up to the right side. Hatowich runs right behind that, and he's able to pick up 5 yards. So 5 yards a pop on a defensive situation that you see is coming, and yet he still gets 5 yards.
Corey Jett the second will make the tackle. Second down and 5, ball on the 8-yard line. Hatowich behind clock. Hatowich on the carry to the right side. We'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Well, we'll just say. Yeah.
And keep an eye on big number 61, Corey Jett, anchoring that center of that defense, playing nose tackle. He's about 5'11", 270s, 275. He's a young player, sophomore. He started as a true freshman last year and was able to really come in and do some good things for Susquehanna. So keep an eye on him. He's a young, up-and-coming player. And they have this field is full of talent on both sides of the ball.
Second down and 4 for Lower Dauphin, 1:52 here in the first quarter. Man, the time has just flown by. We've got a great one here. Hatowich on the left side. He's going to stand up, walk in the end zone, drive the safety down to the ground. And man, oh man, touchdown. His third of the night for Lower Dauphin on the board again.
Hatowich is having a night, isn't he?
He sure is.
5'11", 205 pounds, all rock. He comes north-south runner. That's what you want. Get upfield. That's what I like about him. Number 34, not a lot of wasted motion. He goes north-south immediately and gets into the teeth of the defense.
And boy, I tell you what, Robarczyk come up to try to make the tackle on Hatowich.
He just ran him over. We may have to give him a nickname.
Perez point after is up and good. Lower Dauphin on the board now, taking a lead 21-14.
Did you know that the Cleveland Brothers is much more than just earth-moving and construction machines? We're rental and standby generators. We're truck engine service. We're Soul air compressors. We're global pumps and so much more. Visit us at clevelandbrothers.com.
Fans High School Sports Live has teamed up with the Capital Region Insurance Agency to benefit the Bethesda mission through the Socks and Sweats Drive. Help clothe Harrisburg's homeless and ensure the warmth of people in need by donating new or lightly used sweats or new socks. For a list of collection locations, visit hsslivetv.com or criainc.com.
True Vision Realtors is the most enthusiastic and innovative real estate firm in Central PA, offering multiple programs for sale by owner to full service. They are a locally family-owned business. They are serving you for buying and selling needs. To catch the true vision for your housing future, call Nick and Jody Pendolina at 717-925-9095.
Well, George Hatowich puts Lower Dauphin up 21-14. He has 3 touchdowns on the night, and right now when he squares his shoulders, he is a tough back. He's 5'11", listed at 205, but he runs like he's 280.
He does. I mean, I got a little nickname for him, the Sherman Tank.
The Sherman Tank.
So you got George Sherman Hatowich, the Sherman Tank, because he's running through everything.
Right will be wrestled down on the left side for Susquehanna Township, but they'll have good field position.
On October 17th at the Hershey Theater, area families are in for a magical night.
Here's the tank right here. You're seeing, and what I like again, he gets north-south, no wasted movements. Even on a sweep play, he sees the hole, he cuts upfield. Arm tackles will not bring him down, and here you see the power. The explosion, he runs right through the hole, and here you go. Meet the Sherman at the goal line. He gets in the end zone. He's having a night right now.
He sure is.
Having a night.
But on the other side, you could say Ciotti, the same thing, 178 total yards, 2 touchdowns. He just took one for 94.
Right back at you.
Banks crossing the 30-yard line. He's lowering his head and showing you a little bit. Tonight, this is a keystone matchup of nothing but hits. I cannot wait for the hit parade later tonight.
What I see is just offense, because these hits are taking place 30 yards downfield.
Yeah.
So it's an offensive show right now. I mean, there are hits happening, but they're happening way downfield.
Moser in that shotgun formation. He'll give to Banks. Banks across the left side, and the ball's on the turf. And Lower Dauphin says they have it, but that's going to be ruled down. Banks will be ruled down on the left side. He was tackled by Chad Ray, the tight end defensive lineman. He's 5'11", 240. And let's see how that ball comes out. There's Banks getting the carry. It's in his stomach. Right now, he's down. Oh, boy.
Whoa.
Let's take a look at that. I mean, man, oh, man, that's tough to call. There's Banks again on the left side. He'll be wrestled around.
Well, I'll tell you what. Already, he got a hold onto that ball a little better than what he's doing. It's a loaf of bread right now, and that's how you get it stripped out. It looks, I'm not sure. I mean, that could have been a turnover.
C.J. Ramey.
I'm not sure. Susquehanna Township may have got away with one there. That was close.
Ramage took Banks down. It's 3rd down and 3.
And Banks has to do a better job securing the ball when he's in traffic. You cannot go up the middle with one hand on the ball and thinking that people aren't going to tug at it.
Right.
And there you get a good look at Susquehanna Township's line. I mean, they are huge. They are a big, big team.
Well, that's the end of the first quarter. Lower Dauphin 21-14. This Keystone matchup, ABC 27, High School Sports Live. We got a great one. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after these messages.
How about we cut some fat from the system? How about we lose the hot air and secondhand smoke? Let's give everyone a great choice of doctors and remember we're our own primary care providers. Let's build better plans and pick up some better habits along the way. It's time to be the change we want to see in healthcare and the change we want to see in ourselves. Let's do it all for health. Highmark, Blue Shield.
No regrets. If only she'd parked in a garage. If only they had the chimney cleaned. If only they had Erie Insurance. Erie is seriously good insurance that treats you fairly and goes above and beyond to make you feel like your auto or home mishap never happened. At rates that'll save you as much as the other guys. So get a quote from Erie today. Because whatever your regrets in life, your insurance company shouldn't be one of them.
Erie Insurance. Today we have some breaking news on the West Shore. Some spraining, twisting, popping news. It appears that Mechanicsburg is getting a state-of-the-art OSS orthopedic urgent care. This is what we know so far. OSS urgent care is much faster than the emergency room. All patients will be seen by orthopedic experts. Costs are typically less. And OSS is open 7 days a week. Remember, if you have a sprain, pop, or break to report, go right to the experts. OSS Orthopedic Urgent Care. 2 great locations, York and now Mechanicsburg. Now that's some good news.
Let's go down to Archie Smith. Archie, how about George Hatowich and the running, the hard physical running in that last possession for Lower Dauphin?
If I'm this guy, after this game, I'm taking my offensive line to wherever they want to go because these guys are creating gaping holes for him, and he's just running so hard, and he's running behind his pads. So you young guys out there, if you're watching how this young man is running, this is how you run. Low center of gravity and run behind your pads.
Georgia Towich, a low center of gravity, running behind those pads and those up front. Yeah, he's kind of right. Take those guys to a restaurant for opening those holes. But Susquehanna Township's knocking in the red zone. Ben Moser, if it's anything up to him and his team, they are not done yet.
Nope.
2nd down, and looks like he's going to pick up 2 or 3 on the left side. And Susquehanna Township is going to run this possession with Jameer Thomas, the junior. He's 5'11", 180. Trey L. Seegers went down last week against Central Dauphin East. You'll see Wright in there. Thomas with the carry there. Banks has carried mostly this possession. Sometimes you'll see him go with no backs. There's Wright to the right side of Moser. Moser bouncing out to the left side. He's very mobile. He's going to cross the 10-yard line, tuck, and keep it himself. What a great decision right there on Ben Moser's part.
Very good decision. You don't have much. You get upfield. And like you said, he is people underestimate his ability to run. He can get outside. He can run. So, you see the maturity in him. You don't see anything downfield. Use your legs.
Boy, he is a good scrambler. I mean, he's bouncing around. He's just a smart kid, I can tell you. a good kid, a great leader here for Susquehanna Township. And tonight we're seeing two quarterbacks that really are team leaders. I mean, and you've got to have quarterbacks like that at the high school game, don't you?
Right.
They're captains on the field.
Absolutely. Lower Dauphin, you have the one of the clocks. You see Trey's at Georgia Tech, who was a staple for this team, did very well, and he's up there now on the offensive line, and his brother here guiding the Lower Dauphin team.
And would you just take a look at that, how he threaded that needle in there? That's Ben Moser to Ciotti. Ciotti's third touchdown, and Susquehanna Township's back on the board.
And they are. I mean, brilliant play by Moser, threaded the needle, pinpoint accuracy right at the end zone. It was just a beautiful pass.
Williams' kick is up and good. Look at this pass. Ciotti, both feet in. That's his third touchdown of the night. Moser to Ciotti. And Susquehanna Township's tied it up. Whoa, don't go anywhere. What a matchup tonight.
Offensive show.
At Giant, it's never been easier for you to shop smart. Discover low prices on the items you buy most. Save on thousands of items every week with new Red Bonus Buy savings. And with gas rewards, you save big at the pump. You'll love how your savings stack up. Only at Giant. Earn Gas Extra Reward savings every time you shop. And pump up your rewards even more with weekly bonus offers in-ad and in-store. Gas Extra Rewards go farther at Giant.
Right now at Pizza Hut, you can get any 2 medium pizzas for $6.99 each. Choose any crust, any sauce, any toppings. So go for it, America. Get any toppings, any crust flavor, anything you want on any 2 medium pizzas for just $6.99 each. Only at Pizza Hut.
All knotted up 21-21. If you're just tuning in with us tonight, man, this is a great game. We have scoring by two people on both teams.
Mm-hmm.
George Italiewicz has 3 touchdowns. Chris Ciotti has 3 touchdowns. This is that type of matchup tonight that you get one time in a while in a beautiful stadium on a beautiful night.
League play.
It has started in the capital area. That's Angel Cruz on the carry. He'll cross over the 30-yard line. Williams on the kick.
I'll tell you what, Todd. Susquehanna Township better be careful on these kickoff returns because Angel Cruz is a kid that is hitting the hole hard, and I would not be surprised if he can get one loose. He is coming up, and as a returner at home, kids that are returning on kicks and punts, you don't dance around. You get upfield, you get north and south. You have a better chance of getting north and south and breaking it than going east and west and trying to get it. You hit it north and south, and you hit it hard, and you use your eyes and you hit that hole. And you're seeing that kid, Cruz, is really hitting it. Set up good field position for him.
Ball spotted on the 32-yard line for clock. The ball's on the ground, and Susquehanna Township's going to have it. There are no flags. Susquehanna Township pointing left. That's a big break early on for the Keystone Division Susquehanna Indians, and Charlie Fies will lose it. That's Chris Ciotti on your screen. His second touchdown of the night, or first touchdown of the night, that was 84 yards. He has a 94-yard return and a 34-yard catch from Moser. And then here's the last play.
And this was just good, sound defense. You have to have ball security. The defense, that was just a great defensive play by number 4, Gardner. Rips the ball out. Susquehanna Township gets the ball back. Brilliant play.
Right on the carry. He'll cross over to the right side. Hunter Harnish was on that tackle. Hunter Harnish, the linebacker. He is a tough, hard-hitting kid. Ben Moser, second down to 7 on the 36-yard line. Moser's going to pump, look downfield.
Wow.
He's going to connect it, and he's going to hold on to it.
I tell you, he is looking more and more just settled in the pocket as a quarterback. Look at the poise, look at the footwork. Everything is clicking. Beautiful ball. It's bobbled a little bit, but that was right in the numbers to the receiver. Brilliant play by Moser.
DeAndre Harvey on the catch. Now, he bobbled a couple times, but it looks like we'll see if he controls it as he's going down. It's ruled a catch, and Susquehanna Township has the ball. one more time, we're going to make sure that it doesn't bounce on the turf.
Well, it doesn't matter. We don't have instant replay.
It doesn't matter.
Anyway.
It's coming back. And look, it's bobbling. It's coming. And I don't know.
No,
I think he got his
has
hands
it.
under.
Yeah.
Nice catch by Harvey.
And it can actually touch the turf as long as the receiver has control of it when it does. So he has to have solid control of it. He can't be bobbling it.
Moody Thomas on the cross to the left side. Jameer up in the middle to the right side, and he'll be tackled on a play coming up. And, we've called his name Chad Ray all night tonight. Chad Ray is a very nice player who you will see playing on Saturdays.
He's good size. Good size for it. He's on the D line, but he's a good size for a linebacker, 5'11", 240.
Well, we'll have a timeout. We're going to go to break, and we'll be back with more at Hershey Park Stadium after these messages.
Come and see the best deals in town at Brenner Nissan during the Labor Day sales event. Cash in with up to $1,000 Nissan Holiday Bonus Cash on most 2015 Altima and Versa models. Drive a new 2015 Nissan Altima 2.5S for just $169 a month or $169 down. Plus, you'll save with 0% APR financing for up to 72 months on many models. Get to the Labor Day sales event at Brenner Nissan today on the Carlisle Pike, Mechanicsburg. 24/7 at BrennerNissan.com.
Hey guys, just in time.
When Julie wanted to provide some stability for her two boys, she reached out to the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency for her home loan. We're proud we could help Julie and her family. If you're looking for an affordable home loan or refinancing option, give us a call. We offer down payment and closing cost assistance too. Call us weekdays 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or check our website. We're the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. We help homeownership dreams come true.
Susquehanna Township will have the ball on the 5-yard line. Moser will try to carry to the left side. He'll be wrestled down. That's George Towich. It's Towich doing it on both sides. Be second down.
This kid, man, he's special.
8:52 to play here, and it's just been one of those games where, Jerome, we haven't really had a second to take a deep breath because another great play happens.
Right.
Susquehanna Township will have the ball in this red zone, 2nd down and 8 for Moser. Moser rolling right with pressure. He's going to look over and kind of throw it in there. It's going to be caught, and it's going to be no good, out of bounds. And that was Andrew Seymour, the tight end, that caught that pass. But wait a minute. That's going to be holding on Susquehanna Township. It looked like it was holding on that right side. We'll have to see it again on our screen. Now, here's another well-thrown. Well, I wanted to say well-thrown ball, but I understand what he was trying to do with it. But there was holding on the right side, so that comes back.
Yeah, in this situation, he had some pressure in his face, so it definitely was ill-timed. But at the same time, it ended up being out of the play. So no foul on them, but they had the holding penalty, which will bring them back. You get a good look at the Susquehanna Township coaching staff, and they're coming together trying to see if they can put something together because they can take the lead on this drive. So now with the holding penalty, backs them up significantly. And we're looking at a 2nd and goal, I believe.
Second and 23. That's Ciotti. That is a great way to get him the ball, Jerome. That's a nice play call. But let's go down to Archie Smith on the field. Archie, at one point it looked like Susquehanna Township was caught Lower Dauphin off guard in their no huddle. Archie?
Guys, the coach made a great timeout. That timeout stopped them from going no huddle when they was in a 3-3-5. They was kind of undermanned down there, and Susquehanna was going straight forward. That was a great timeout.
Moser rolling to his left. He's got pressure. He's going to hold. He's crossing the 10, the 5, and he's going to be hit really hard. And those type of hits, boy, tell you what, he is a tough kid getting up off the field.
Well,
he took a hit by the linebackers, Lower Dauphin.
And you see Moser, when he realizes that no one's downfield, he takes it, and he's going to go for it. This is not a going out of bounds situation. He says, hey, I'm going for it, and he takes a punishing hit by number 36, Harnish, comes up from his linebacker position and just plants the quarterback. You don't want to see your quarterback take too many shots like that, but I got to give it to him for going for it.
And Harnish led with his shoulder.
Yep.
The Susquehanna Township's going to take a timeout.
Advanced Hoops high-level basketball training program is gearing up for their winter youth basketball program. The programs are designed for children ages 5 to 10, as well as middle school, 5-on-5, and skill factory. Fall AAU tryouts will take place on October the 24th and the 31st. This is a great time to get an evaluation from the Advanced Hoops staff and prepare for the upcoming spring AAU season. So call Charlie Fortney at 717-657-2620 or go to advancedhoops.com now as classes are filling up. Fans High School Sports Live has teamed up with the Capital Region Insurance Agency to benefit the Bethesda mission through the Socks and Sweats Drive. Help clothe Harrisburg's homeless and ensure the warmth of people in need by donating new or lightly used sweats or new socks. For a list of collection locations, visit hsslivetv.com or criainc.com.
Fourth down and 2 for Susquehanna Township. They're going to go for it. 21-21 knotted up here at Keystone Division. Moser gets them to jump off sides, and that's going to be half the distance to goal line. Now, Lower Dolphins pointing to Susquehanna Township.
Yeah, there was movement on the right slot receiver for Susquehanna Township also moves. So it's going to be, did the defense draw the offense off? And they're going to, yep.
Yeah, that's going to be offsides against Lower Dolphin.
And that can happen at home. I think people at home may see that and say, well, the Susquehanna Township receiver went off. But if the defense encroaches enough and can draw a defense off or offense off, that happens.
What a big stop for Lower Dolphin, and the Falcons. It was 4th down and 1. The ball was spotted on the 2-yard line, and what a play by Chad Ray and his crew. Look at this. He fills up the middle, and look at that. He just clouds up that middle.
Number
this
32.
guy can play. Chad Ray can play at a high level.
He can, and what you saw was an outnumbering of the defensive line to the offense. Susquehanna Township tried to spread it out a little bit and then come right up the middle, and you saw the numbers of the Lower Dolphin defense. They were ready and prepared. There was no movement from that offensive front.
21-21, 7:31 to play. Lower Dolphin have the ball. 1st down and 10. It'll be on the 3-yard line for Tommy Clock. Clock are going to throw out from the 3-yard line, and his pass is incomplete. And he went to Swartz on that side, but man, it was the half-step drop, and you got to fire it right there when you're on that 3-yard line with that pressure coming.
And he did. I think the one thing that we have seen though is Susquehanna Township has not threatened Clock really and when he's passing. I mean, he has not been sacked, I don't think, all day, and hasn't come close to being sacked. So the offensive line, they're doing a great job running, but they're also doing a great job in pass protection.
Patowich is going to cover on the right side, and he'll pick up about 3. Third down and 10 for Lower Dolphin, and 7:10 to play here before half.
So it's interesting to see how the defenses have started to tighten up a little bit.
Exactly, they are tightening up. Now, arguably maybe one of the bigger third downs for both of these teams right here.
Well, for Susquehanna Township, if you can get a stop, you have enough time. I mean, chances are you're going to get pretty good field position, so you'll have enough time to kind of take this ball and maybe even try to punch it in.
Patowich on the left side, he's going to cross the 10-yard line. He's going to be very close to moving those chains, if not moving them. And we see where he is wrestled down at. That's going to be a 1st down. And, man, he grinded it out, found a way to pull the defense on that side across. I mean, this kid is a strong runner. You know what? You're seeing him get hit high a lot, Jerome, and he can't be wrestled down shoulder to shoulder, can he?
Yeah, I mean, he's getting hit high a lot, but one of the things, I'm glad you pointed that out. If you notice from the defensive line of Susquehanna Township, they are high. And that's, I think, is why they're getting blown off the ball at times. They're not playing low. They have a lot of size, but they're going straight up as opposed to out.
Patowich on the left side, he's going to stiff arm. And Jameer Thomas is going to wrestle him down. That's a great tackle by Jameer Thomas and hard run by Patowich on the left side. 2nd down 10, the ball on the 15-yard line. Second down 9, 5:40 here before half. Clock has 20 receivers out to the right. Talwich in the backfield. The give is to Talwich on the left side. He uses his blockers very well. Crossing over the left side, he'll be wrestled down and tackled by Ronye Mitchell.
Now, again, don't be surprised if Susquehanna Township continues to commit more and more defenders to stop the run and force clock to go to the air and make that. You have to take something away, and you can't have them do both. So, in order to tighten up that defense, you may want to commit more defenders to stop the run and force clock to throw.
3rd down, 5-5 to go here. Great shot of Tommy Clock and Georgia Talwich. Clock looking downfield. It's going to be incomplete. He really fired that in there, and I tell you what, that's Evan Morrell. But that ball hit him right square in the numbers. Look here.
That was dangerous. That could have been picked. That was dangerous. Linebackers dropping in the coverage. Look how close that was.
I said it hit him in numbers. I take that back. The throw was a little low on the turf.
Yeah, I mean, good defense by number 45,
That's
Joseph Rabarczyk.
Yeah, Rabarczyk coming up to make the tackle. And then the punt is Matt Canis for Lower Dauphin. It's going to go off his foot. It's actually going to be picked up by Brian Garner. And Garner will be taken down for Susquehanna Township across around the 43-yard line. It's a shot of the Susquehanna Township fans. They've got a lot to watch here tonight.
And again, they're itching for another win. They've had 2 hard weeks of their team playing some really good football, but coming up short, in both games. So, they're coming in, league play, and they really want to see if they can get out of here with a win against a real tough team in Lower Dauphin. I'll tell you what, whoever did the schedule for Susquehanna Township, they really scheduled a difficult start to the season because they went through a gauntlet. I mean, we see Central Dauphin right now. They play Central Dauphin tough. They're creaming Chambersburg 35-0 at the half. So that shows you some of the talent that they had to play against.
Right on the carry, a Talwich on the tackle. Right on the carry for Susquehanna Township. He has come in and done a good job in the last two nights, Mari Wright, because of Trayel Seegers going down early in the first quarter last week against Central Dauphin East, and Wright's getting the bundle of the carries here tonight for Susquehanna. Moser back to pass. Thrown in the seam. And that ball is another well-thrown ball to Brian Garner. Brian Garner is a sophomore, really showing you what the future of Susquehanna Township looks like. Alonzo Rivera not in the lineup tonight. One of the key targets for Ben Moser is hurt. And I tell you, injuries come back to haunt both sides of the ball. And Susquehanna Township has had their share. And one thing I know about this man right here, Joe Heaton, there's a good shot of him. This guy's tough. And next man up, as Archie Smith and you guys mentioned in pregame, is next man up, and Joe Heaton has everybody coached well and ready to play tonight. First down and 10, 3:41. Carry to right on the right side.
And again, they have a lot of time here. 3:30, 3:29. You have time to see if you can put some points on the board. They're in good field position, so they don't have to take a shot to the end zone, but they have time to meticulously work their way down the field and possibly get in the end zone.
Dan Beaver, the left tackle, number 77, come up to make that tackle. Moser back to pass.
Good open field tackle.
This is what we're seeing. That's Jose Aponte on the catch. And this is what is great about what we see tonight is just the hits and people just playing fundamental football. Harney's coming up to make a great tackle, or Talwich, I'm sorry, wrestling him down.
Talwich is all over the field, man. He's everywhere. Offense, defense, he's making tackles, making plays, making 1-yard stands. I mean, he's all over the place.
Like
3
a grizzly
touchdowns.
bear out there waiting for his prey to catch it, wasn't it?
Hey,
he just
tough,
took him
man.
down.
It's good Pennsylvania football, man. You're seeing a really tough player on a tough team. I mean, let's give it to them. These are 2 good teams.
Draquan Banks on the carry on the right side. The whole left side of that Falcon line wrestled him down. Let's give him credit to all the guys there. We got a couple lone face painters there. Did you see that? I mean, that's pretty nice to see in the youngsters early here tonight.
Well, one of the switch that I don't know if you noticed is Lower Dauphin moved Chad Ray inside. He's playing more of a defensive tackle as opposed to being an end. They switched him out and put number 82 outside. That's Justin McIntyre, is now the end on the right side. So, we've seen Ray be very stout against the run, and now having that presence in the middle of the defense is probably a good thing for Lower Dauphin.
Well, it's 4th down and 3, and Joe Heaton and staff want to take a break out at 1:49 to play in the second quarter, all knotted up 21-21. We'll be back after these messages.
On October 17th at the Hershey Theater, area families are in for a magical night, as the Really Big Show is featuring rising country star Jessica Lynn, famous impressionist Christina Bianco, performance painter David Grobati from America's Got Talent, and special appearances from the Redland Little League, the United States Championship team, the WNBA's Maggie Lucas, former Harlan Globetrotter A-Train and Belinda, and much, much more. The Really Big Show is a special benefit for big brothers, big sisters of the Capital Region. This event is recommended for families. To get tickets, visit HersheyTheater.com or call 534-3505. Pac Financial, helping local families build, manage, and protect their retirement savings. Do you have a game plan for retirement? Stephen Marazzo is a local advisor who listens and cares about your needs. No account is too large or too small. Let Pac Financial and Steve Marazzo design a winning game plan for your retirement. Call Steve at 717-564-6400 and ask about the free, no-obligation retirement projection.
Looks like Lower Dauphin wants to get a timeout and try to freeze the kicker, Jonah Williams here. I tell you what, we've got this is about anything and everything you want to see tonight in the field goal in a Friday night football game, Jerome. We've got the kicker on. Now we've seen both sides, Jonah Williams, both kickers tonight kicking 47, 50-yard kick field goals in pregame, and I'm telling you, put them to the upright with plenty of extra foot. You might remember Lower Dauphin kicker last year. He's playing at Penn State right now, so we have some good-footed kickers. Joe Julius, last year, I remember seeing him a few times kick it out of the stadium.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely was. And, the one thing about him is he's really working on that technique to go along with that power that he has. And now he's the guy at Penn State as a sophomore. He's the guy, or a freshman. He's the guy now. So I think for him, that shows you what they're producing over here.
At one point, Susquehanna Township had brought the kicking group on. Now they're going to bring Ben Moser back out. It's going to be a 4th down and 3, 1:49 to play here, right before half. Moser is all by himself. He's going to look to the chains, and he's going to throw it, and it's going to be incomplete. He was looking at Andrew Seymour as tight end, and Andrew Seymour is going to drop the ball over on that sideline.
So now still is a minute 43, so that's time for Lower Dauphin. Will they take a shot, or will they just try to let the clock run down and go into halftime with a draw right now? So we'll see what they do.
Clock dropping back. He's going to find Morrell over the middle, and he's still not down. And Kyrie Downing had to come up to make the tackle, and Kyrie Downing's the nose guard. He made the tackle in the secondary. Clock's going to lose the ball, but he's going to pick it up and still get it off. He's going to throw it incomplete over Morrell's head, but man, he dropped it, and that was dangerous. I tell you what, he dropped the ball about the 20-yard line, bounced it. Look at this, how he gets it back off the turf. Looked like it hit concrete. Yeah. And that bounces right back up to him.
Right, and that was a good play, though. You don't have tons of time. Just get the ball out. You have a receiver in the area. Throw it high enough to where you can stop the clock, and you don't lose any yards or throw a dangerous pass. So good play.
2nd down and 10. The ball on the 36-yard line. We've had a great first half so far. Ciotti with 3 touchdowns. George Hatowich for Lower Dauphin with 3 touchdowns. Knotted up 21-21 in the opening match of the Keystone Division here at Hershey Park. Clock with some time. He's going to run it to his right, looking downfield. He's going to have to keep it. He's going to cross over the 40-yard line. and be knocked out of bounds.
And one thing, you're not seeing a lot of pressure from Susquehanna Township's front four. They aren't sending many people. They're dropped into coverage, but those four are not getting to the quarterback. So, at this point, did Clock have to escape? Maybe not, but hey, he got a little bit of yardage, and it brings up a third down. But you got to get more pressure on the quarterback to maybe force the issue a little bit.
3rd down and 5 for the Falcons. Ball will be at the 36-yard line. They're going to pick up another first down. That's Tommy Clock on the carry. He kept it himself. He's going to move the chains for Lower Dauphin. Man, that was a gritty run by the quarterback.
And remember, they're possibly trying to just get into field goal range. I think they have confidence in their kicker, and they can get down. And they still need about 30 more yards to get there, and they're going to get a lot of it right here.
Evan Morale.
They're slowly getting into range, and if they can get a touchdown, they'll take it. But getting into range with 52 seconds, they have time.
Ball will be on the 33-yard line, 1st down and 10 for Lower Dauphin. Evan Muriel on the catch.
And they do have a timeout, too.
And right now they're putting a very effective 2-minute offense, or now 43 seconds to play. So we're under a minute. They work on this in practice.
Mm-hmm.
2-minute
drill.
2-minute drill, and it's quick and it's accurate right now for Lower Dauphin. Second down and 2:20 on the 26-yard line for Clock. He's got trips to his left, 3 receivers. He throws to his favorite target, Morrell. Morrell across the 10, the 5. He's going to walk in the end zone, dive, touchdown, Lower Dauphin.
Wow.
What a great 2-minute offense, a 26-yard hookup.
That was.
To Evan Morrell, touchdown, Lower Dauphin. That's going to put them on the board. That's going to put them up right here before halftime.
Brilliant. You talked about a 2-minute drive. That was a brilliant 2-minute drive. I think initially, you're trying to get in the field goal range to get points on the board. But again, if you have an opportunity to score, brilliant pass, shallow under to the receiver. He gets upfield. Brilliant play by Morrell. Touchdown.
There's Lower Dolphins fans really excited about that. And Heredia, his kick is up and good. The hold was good by Clausen, and that is like that. 28-21, Lower Dauphin takes the lead right here before half.
There's a place where kids really connect to learning. Commonwealth Connections Academy. It's a tuition-free, fully accredited online public school where students find devoted, enthusiastic teachers like never before. Commonwealth Connections Academy, the online public school.
Like tough? The future of tough is now. With the all-new Ford F-150 4x4 at Hoffman Ford. And a tough truck requires an easy-to-handle price, as in $10,000 off MSRP, or 0% APR for 72 months with approved credit. Or how about a 36-month lease for just $390 per month? Tough truck, easy-to-handle price at Harrisburg's premier Ford dealer, Hoffman Ford.
Let's go down to Archie Smith on the field. Archie, what did you see there for Susquehanna Township and their defense? And really talk a little bit about what you saw in that 2-minute drive by Lower Dauphin. Archie?
Well, what they're doing is making nice, crisp passes, and receiver are getting yaks after they're making catches. So I don't understand the call right there, blitzing 6 and leaving your younger guys out there in coverage.
And more importantly, they're sending 6 and not getting there. That's the problem. 6, you should get there to the quarterback.
Well, Ciotti on the return over the 30-yard line. Coming up at halftime, our Highmark halftime show. We're going to feature an interview with Lower Dauphin band director Keith Richardson. We'll have Charlie Fortney of High School Sports Live with Keith Richardson on Keith Richardson. You know that name. It's just so familiar when you're a Rolling Stones fan. So when you say Keith Richardson, you think you're going to see a great guitarist step up here. But we know we got a great band director in Lower Dauphin. So Charlie Fortney will be with him on our Highmark halftime show. Don't go anywhere. We'll be talking stats. But right now with it being 26 seconds left, anything can still happen here with Ben Moser and the Susquehanna Township Indians. Moser gives to Draquan Banks over to the right side. He's going to avoid a tackle. He'll avoid a tackle, and George Hitaljewicz will come up to make the tackle. 15 seconds left here, and the clock is stopped. That's actually still running, so Moser will have to hurry up if he wants to get a play off, if they still want to try to get one off here. If they do anything, look for him to go down the field to Ciotti. Are they going to try to get a play off here, Jerome? Yeah, they are.
I'm not sure. I know. Lower Dauphin was back deep. Number 20, the free safety, Morrill, was back deep. He wasn't letting anything get behind him.
Well, Banks was on the carry, and Dan Beaver made the last tackle of the half. And it's 28-21 Lower Dauphin. Stay tuned for our High Mark halftime show featuring an interview with Lower Dauphin band director Keith Richardson and Charlie Fortney coming right up after these messages.
Brenner is back on Paxton Street with Brenner Pre-Owned. Choose from over 300 quality pre-owned cars, trucks, SUVs, and minivans. We've got your next vehicle that's priced to fit your budget. At Brenner Pre-Owned, we have financing for every credit situation, plus 100% guaranteed credit. We'll get you driving today. Get to Brenner Pre-Owned, back on Paxton Street or anytime at BrennerPreowned.com. 24/7 at BrennerPreowned.com.
Ruff Tractor and Equipment is PA's full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction along with other leading manufacturers. Serving the total sales, rental parts, and service needs of its customers. Ruff Tractor paves the way for your project from start to finish, featuring the latest parts and equipment from Case Construction and more. Ruff also offers 24/7 job site support. Ruff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
At Giant, it's never been easier for you to shop smart. Discover low prices on the items you buy most. Save on thousands of items every week with new Red Bonus Buy savings. And with gas rewards, you save big at the pump. You'll love how your savings stack up. Only at Giant. Earn Gas Extra Reward savings every time you shop and pump up your rewards even more with weekly bonus offers in-ad and in-store. Gas Extra Rewards go farther at Giant.
Hey guys, just in time.
When Julie wanted to provide some stability for her 2 boys, she reached out to the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency for her home loan. We're proud we could help Julie and her family. If you're looking for an affordable home loan or refinancing option, give us a call. We offer down payment and closing cost assistance too. Call us weekdays 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or check our website. We're the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. We help homeownership dreams come true.
I'm here with Keith Richardson, the Lower Dauphin band director. And again, we're doing our Socks and Sweats band competition in partnership with Capital Region Insurance Agency and the Bethesda Mission. We're going to fill these bins up at every game with socks and some sweatshirts. Let's see you guys dunk them in our bin here. All right, good. Oh, we got some more there. Up. All right, Keith, talk about who's with you here and what this means being a part of this great cause.
These are the drum majors for the Lower Dauphin Falcon Band. This is senior Rachel Orth and the junior drum major, Nick Scipione. And I think it's really important for bands to contribute to charitable causes and to give back. People give a lot for bands to participate in parades and come to civic events like Memorial Day observances and football games like this. And I think it's a great opportunity for them to develop character and give back to their communities.
Well, and bands are usually the largest unit at a football game. You know, there might be 45 football players, but there's usually 80 members of a band. So we think it's going to help the Bethesda Mission get their goal of 600 sweats and 1,200 socks. But there is a $300 charity bonus to any band that does win this competition. What's going to be the secret for the Lower Dauphin band to compete with the Cumberland Valleys, the CDs, and the CDEs of the world and win this thing?
Slow burn. Every week we have a newsletter that goes out and communicate with our parents and let them know that this is going on. And, every week I'm sure we'll get some entries. And like I said, slow burn. And I think in the end, we'll come out on top.
November 6th against McDevitt is the last night for this competition. So you're going to have an advantage because we'll be here with a bin on that night. Guys, back to you. What a great cause.
The Central PA Food Bank has been dedicated to ending hunger for 30 years. Currently serving 27 counties and distributing 27 million meals to those in need and expanding year after year. Central PA Food Bank Communications Director Brad Peterson is active in the community, creating awareness to area student athletes and helping them understand the need to help.
1 in 5 kids don't know where their next meal is coming from. It's kids just like you. That's kids that you go to school with, or go to church with, or you work with somewhere. It's really encouraging to see these young men take an interest in others who aren't as fortunate as them. You know, there's so many kids out there that don't have the benefit of 3 meals a day, and because of that, maybe they can't be on the football field like these guys. So there are a lot of kids out there struggling, and to see them want to take part and work with the Central Pennsylvania Food Bank and do something to help kids who might be sitting in class with them, that's really heartwarming, and it really shows that these kids who are role models to the other students and some adults in the area can really make a difference right here in their community.
The Central PA Food Bank serves 800 other food distribution centers and needs volunteers, donations, and those willing to participate and organize food drives. The Central PA Food Bank is building a team that understands the need and the importance of everyone doing their part, and Brad Peterson understands that student athletes, and especially cheerleaders, can be examples of goodwill to other students in the school.
We are so lucky to be a part of football, especially wearing the green and white while we do it, that we all have that responsibility to help others. And this is one in such way to really help others in a big way.
To join the team and get involved with the Central PA Food Bank, go to centralpafoodbank.org.
Advanced Hoop's biggest goal has been to raise the culture of training and development in this region. Working with youth coaches, junior high coaches, high school coaches, and even more so, college coaches in the last 5 years. We're seeing a rise in the talent level.
Come and see the best deals in town at Brenner Nissan during the Labor Day sales event. Cash in with up to $1,000 Nissan holiday bonus cash on most 2015 Altima and Versa models. Drive a new 2015 Nissan Altima 2.5S for just $169 a month or $169 down. Plus, you'll save with 0% APR financing for up to 72 months on many models. Get to the Labor Day sales event at Brenner Nissan today on the Carlisle Pike, Mechanicsburg, 24/7 at BrennerNissan.com.
Right now at Pizza Hut, you can get any 2 medium pizzas for $6.99 each. Choose any crust, any sauce, any toppings. So go for it, America. Get any toppings, any crust flavor, anything you want on any 2 medium pizzas for just $6.99 each. Only at Pizza Hut.
Like tough? The future of tough is now. With the all-new Ford F-150 4x4 at Hoffman Ford. And a tough truck requires an easy-to-handle price, as in $10,000 off MSRP, or 0% APR for 72 months with approved credit. Or how about a 36-month lease for just $390 per month? Tough truck, easy-to-handle price at Harrisburg's premier Ford dealer, Hoffman Ford.
We're back at the Highmark Halftime Report, and the first part of our halftime report is a special interview with Mike Starling from Raw Sports.
That's right.
I've been wanting to get this guy on an interview for a long time. I run into this guy at Pee-wee football games. Ultimately, we do High School Sports Live winter basketball. I see him doing a lot of good video work with the high school athletes in the area. He's here. His son plays for Susquehanna, offensive lineman. We'll talk about that in a second. But, Star, talk about Raw Sports. What gave you this vision, and what's the goal for Raw Sports?
Well, first, if I can, I just want to thank you, man, for this opportunity. Just want to, say bless you, man, for this opportunity to share information about Raw Sports with your audience and the world, man. First, Raw Sports. My goal with Raw Sports is just to provide, just ridiculous, sports, just to allow the people a different vision of sports, man. Just something completely different. Just provide entertainment for all audiences. I guess documentaries. I have the website rawsports.tv, but I have a few different sections of the website. I have a documentary series, a basketball documentary series, which is called I'm sorry, I'm drawing the blank.
You know what I did see? I want to jump in. You had a video of Joe Heaton in the locker room that Penn Live used, firing up the team, and I said there was like over 300,000 views on that. Amazing. And here you are just doing this out of the goodness of your heart. Talk about these kind of clips, Star, and how you capture them and the passion behind your desire to get those moments. Not everybody wants to just get short clips like that. Why? Why are you?
I mean, it's just a blessing. Just having the opportunity to be in the right place at the right time. Just doing what I do, doing what I do naturally. Just being in position, being in the right place at the right time. Just doing what I do naturally. And every now and then I'll come across a clip like that. And putting things on YouTube. I mean, you'll never know the impact that something's going to have.
That's right.
And that thing, it hit YouTube and it actually went viral overnight. So.
Well, and this is good timing because you always have a video camera in your hand. And I told you, hey, don't put that down for the interview. But now you have a son that's playing in this game. They're down 7. He's an offensive lineman. What kind of advice are you giving him to get Susquehanna back in this game going into the second half?
On the O-line, offensive tackle, he just has to hold his blocks. I seen Joe Heaton that kind of got into his guys when they had that little goal line stance. He just has to hold his blocks and don't stop blocking until the ref, blows the whistle. I mean, it starts and ends with the O-line. So, the O-line as a whole could do a lot better. But that's what the film is for, to be able to go home and critique it.
Guys, Mike Starling with Raw Sports. We're going to be seeing more of him because High School Sports Live is all about partnering to improve our exposure opportunity for high school student athletes. This winter in basketball, there's going to be some kind of relationship between Raw Sports and High School Sports Live because you're doing good things.
Thank you, man.
All right, we'll be back to see Archie, Jerome Presley, and Todd McCall make the call in the second half of the halftime report.
Under a new state law, all electronics must be recycled.
Welcome to the Dauphin County Recycling Center, where recycling is quick, easy, and free.
You may recycle appliances or even cell phones.
We're open 6 days a week, and recycling is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Contact our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or visit our website for more information.
Help us protect our planet, because tomorrow does matter.
How about we cut some fat from the system? How about we lose the hot air and secondhand smoke? Let's give everyone a great choice of doctors and remember we're our own primary care providers. Let's build better plans and pick up some better habits along the way. It's time to be the change we want to see in healthcare and the change we want to see in ourselves. Let's do it all for health. Highmark, Blue Shield.
Well, welcome back to our Highmark halftime report. I mean, we've got everything here, 28-21. I mean, it's been that Keystone matchup, Jerome, that we kind of expected. I mean, it's been high-scoring defense. Some defense had to yield, and some had to get tougher. It's going to be stops in the second half. What did you see? What do you think they talked about in the locker room?
Well, I think for Lower Dauphin, what you saw is power running. And they were able to run the ball extremely effectively against the middle of this Susquehanna Township defense. On the other end, Susquehanna Township, big plays. They're hitting for big plays in the passing game and in the return game, which was very important. So that's what you see, the two contrasts. I think the biggest thing for this half is going to be the defense. Which defense can win out? Which defense can get the stops to get their team in the positive end of that? Because right now, these defenses are getting shredded on both sides. One against the run, one against the pass.
Well, let's go inside to our Highmark numbers and take a look at our highlights. First half, it really opened up. It opened up, as you can see, first play from scrimmage, 84-yard hookup, Moser to Christian Ciotti, and he scores. But Lower Dauphin comes right back at you with George Hataliewicz, who had 3 touchdowns in the first half as well. And it was an outstanding game right from the get-go. We knew we were in this Keystone division. Here's Hataliewicz with the big hole, his offensive line opening him up. As Archie Smith said, he should be taking these guys to dinner. And then 94 yards, third time he's done it in his career. Chris Ciotti takes it all the way to the house on the left side of the wall, and that knotted it up 21-21. And right before half, you'll see a score by Lower Dauphin and George Hataliewicz coming to your left side. And it's 28-21. And there he is, lowering his shoulder down and really pounding Rybarczyk a little bit. But Ciotti, there's a great catch from Moser to Ciotti. And then that very last touchdown, I'll take that back, that's Evan Murrell over the right side touchdown on a slant. And I think you mentioned it too, Archie Smith, a lot of defensive changes in the first half. Somebody had to tighten down a little bit. We saw a lot of different fronts. Talk about on both sides. First, Susquehanna Township's fronts, what they showed a lot tonight.
Hey, man, what I like right now, and for you viewers at home, this is football right now. This is coach against coach. Coach against offensive coordinator versus defensive coordinator. I mean, these guys are going back to the sideline and making adjustments. Now, Susquehanna went with that 6-man front, and it got pressure at first, but once Lower Dauphin made their adjustment, it gave their quarterback time. And you see, I don't care how good you are, even the great ones can't cover all day.
Right. And Jerome, I think Archie really summed it up. You know, you're showing those different fronts. And I like what he said, Archie, I like what you said when you said offensive coordinator against defensive coordinator. And we've seen that all night. Now, right now, you're in the huddle. You're coming out at halftime. I'm going to take you inside Lower Dolphins huddle first. What is Rob Clark saying to his guys right now?
Well, I think the first thing is we have to be better on defense against the pass. Number one, we have to get pressure on Ben Moser because right now they haven't, and he is getting very, very comfortable in the pocket. He's delivering strikes all over the field. So we must tighten up against the pass. We must get pressure. Offensively, we're going to go back to ground and pound first. They are having amazing success running the ball right up the middle into that Susquehanna defense. Then you can open up the passing game like they did at the end of the half, and they were able to put up points again to get up 28-21. So if I'm Lower Dauphin, I'm feeling pretty good about what we're doing, but defense, you're still giving up a little too much right now defensively.
And Archie, I'm going to take you into Joe Heaton's staff in Susquehanna Township. You're going to play them right now. You're in the huddle right now, down 28-21. You're 1-2. You've been in barn burners. How you bring this victory home?
I just tell my guys, hey, we was in the same situation last week. I mean, you can just look. We're not out of this game right here. Let's keep on doing what we went over in practice. Let's stay with our game plan. Let's execute what we know how to do, and you will get the results and the score.
All right, 28-21, Keystone matchup. There'll be more after this. Welcome to the High Mark halftime show, and football coming up. Don't go anywhere. It's been a great one here on ABC 27.
Today, we have some breaking news on the West Shore. Some spraining, twisting, popping news. It appears that Mechanicsburg is getting a state-of-the-art OSS orthopedic urgent care. This is what we know so far. OSS urgent care is much faster than the emergency room. All patients will be seen by orthopedic experts. Costs are typically less. And OSS is open 7 days a week. Remember, if you have a sprain, pop, or break to report, go right to the experts. OSS orthopedic urgent. Today, we have some breaking news on the West Shore. Some spraining, twisting, popping news. It appears that Mechanicsburg is getting a state-of-the-art OSS orthopedic urgent care. This is what we know so far. OSS urgent care is much faster than the emergency room. All patients will be seen by orthopedic experts. Costs are typically less. And OSS is open 7 days a week. Remember, if you have a sprain, pop, or break to report, go right to the experts. OSS Orthopedic Urgent Care. 2 great locations, York and now Mechanicsburg. Now that's some good news.
Karen has 459 friends, but none of them made sure she got home okay. None of them suggested she skip the next drink, try a glass of water, or maybe just call it a night. Karen has 459 friends, but tonight, what she really needed was one good one.
These coaches.
Welcome back to second half matchup, 28-21, Lower Dauphin, Susquehanna Township, and it's been everything. Let's go inside some halftime scores coming up here, Jerome. What have you seen?
Right now, and this is just across the area, some of the games that will be very important to these two teams here. Central Dauphin up big, 35-0 over Chambersburg, and we know Central Dauphin Susquehanna Township gave Central Dauphin all they can handle last week, but they're up big. Cedar Cliff in the Keystone, 21-14 over Waynesboro. Palmyra, 28-7 over Trinity. CD East, 41-7 over Mifflin County. Hershey, 14-7 over Redland. And State College, 27-14 over Carlisle. So those are your halftime scores around the area.
And inside the numbers, Susquehanna Township had 9 first downs, Lower Dauphin 11. Third downs conversions for Susquehanna Township, they were 5 for 6. Lower Dauphin was 3 for 5. Rushing yards, Susquehanna Township carried 22 times for 99 yards. Lower Dauphin carried 17 for 164. That's that big number change. Ben Moser was 7 for 11 passing, 148. Tommy Clock was 5 for 9 for 70 yards. Total yards, Susquehanna Township 247. And Lower Dauphin 234.
That's
but
close.
looky here, and Jerome, you talked about penalty-wise. Lower Dauphin only has 1, but Susquehanna Township has 4 penalties for 34 yards.
And actually, 4 penalties isn't typically high. It's not a high number. It's the timeliness of those penalties, and that's where you want to clean that up. And it seems like Coach, for Susquehanna Township, Heaton was able to clean that up a little bit. You don't want to have another quarter or another half with 4 more turnovers. So that'll be a big one.
We're ready to set for second half action. Return yards, it's interesting to note, special teams can win football games. Many people say it. Return yards, 156 for Susquehanna Township, 94 for Lower Dauphin, and set to receive. And you talked about Angel Cruz back to receive for Lower Dauphin, and Jonah Williams set to kick. We're underway in the second half. Don't go anywhere in this matchup. This has been an outstanding one. Cruz over to the left side. Cruz crossed the 40-yard line.
What did I tell you? I said, number one, this kid is hitting north-south every time he returns the ball. He's getting closer and closer every time to breaking a big one on a return. And Susquehanna Township has to do a better job of covering Cruz, because if he hits one, that's going to send this place into an uproar, because they're going to be very excited about getting on the board again.
Tommy Clock up 28-21. The momentum shifted. They put a great 2-minute drive together right before halftime to score. Susquehanna Township went in a little bit of a prevent, and Tommy Clock and his crew put one in late in the first half. There's the Tywich open the middle. He's going to be untouched across the 30, the 20-yard line, the 10, the 5. He's going to go all the way to the house. 61-yard scamper for Georgia Tywich, and that is his third touchdown of the night. 61-yard scamper across the middle, and he is hard to bring down.
Look at the offensive line. Look at them getting to the second level. Hatowich goes north-south. He hits the afterburners. He gets into the open field, and there you have it. Another long touchdown run by this kid. He's having a great game both offensively and defensively. The Sherman Tank is doing his business for Lower Dauphin.
He's carried 15 times for 208 yards already and 3 touchdowns. The kick after is good. There it is. There's Hatowich. What a night he's having. 15 carries, 208 yards, and 3 touchdowns. More second half action after these messages.
Hi, sweetheart.
Hey, you two. It's dinner time. When Marcus and Michelle were starting their family, they came to the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency for their home loan. We're proud we could help Marcus, Michelle, and Mia. If you're looking for an affordable home loan or refinancing option, give us a call. We offer down payment and closing cost assistance too. Call us weekdays 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or check our website. We're the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. We help home ownership dreams come true.
At Giant, it's never been easier for you to shop smart. Discover low prices on the items you buy most. Save on thousands of items every week with new Red Bonus Buy savings. And with gas rewards, you save big at the pump. You'll love how your savings stack up. Only at Giant. Earn Gas Extra Reward savings every time you shop, and pump up your rewards even more with weekly bonus offers in-ad and in-store. Gas Extra Rewards go farther at Giant.
Welcome back. As Lower Dauphin cheerleaders have had a lot to cheer for. They're throwing they were throwing some T-shirts in the stands. 35-21. Look at the total yards and returns here. 156 for Susquehanna Township, actually 132 for Lower Dauphin. So it's just unbelievable
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is. I mean, I think right now the offensive explosion, and let's make sure that we understand that score before the half was huge for Lower Dauphin. I think that was the last thing that Coach Heaton for Susquehanna wanted to do, was give up a touchdown right before the half, knowing that Lower Dauphin would get the ball back, and then Lower Dauphin extends the lead with a long touchdown run that puts it up 35-21. Until that point, you're talking about an even game for the most part.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about that. That was Jose Aponte was able to catch the ball and down it. We've got an injury on the play. We're going to take a break. We'll be back after these messages.
Pac Financial, helping local families build, manage, and protect their retirement savings. Do you have a game plan for retirement? Steve Marazzo is a local advisor who listens and cares about your needs. No account is too large or too small. Let Pac Financial and Steve Marazzo design a winning game plan for your retirement. Call Steve at 717-564-6400 and ask about the free, no-obligation retirement projection. Advanced Hoops high-level basketball training program is gearing up for their winter youth basketball program. The programs are designed for children ages 5 to 10, as well as middle school, 5-on-5, and skill factory. Fall AAU tryouts will take place on October the 24th and the 31st. This is a great time to get an evaluation from the Advanced Hoops staff and prepare for the upcoming spring AAU season. So call Charlie Fortney at 717-657-2620 or go to advancedhoops.com now as classes are filling up. On October 17th at the Hershey Theater, area families are in for a magical night as a really big show is featuring rising country star Jessica Lynn, famous impressionist Christina Bianco, performance painter David Grobati from America's Got Talent, and special appearances from the Redland Little League, the United States Championship team, the WNBA's Maggie Lucas, former Harlan Globetrotter, A-Train, and Belinda, and much, much more. The Really Big Show is a special benefit for big brothers, big sisters of the Capital Region. This event is recommended for families. To get tickets, visit HersheyTheater.com or call 534-3505.
Ben Moser is going to have to keep it himself. He's going to cross over the left side, pick up 3 yards. And Moser and company down, finding themselves down 2 touchdowns, but that's not the indication really of this game. Like you said, Jerome, this has been a really tight played game.
Right.
But total offense.
And it doesn't have to be. I mean, the one thing about this game is that these scores happen real early in the half. So, you know, if you're Susquehanna Township, you have time. You don't have to abandon what you're doing. You have enough time. The key is going to be defensively, can you get a stop? But offensively, if you can go back to, you know, see if you can get some big plays. They've shown they can hit quick with big plays. So if they can get those big plays going again without turnovers and get some stops, they'll be in this game again.
Ramage on the tackle, and that was Moser on the carry again. It looked like he was going to go to right. He pumped it, but he carried it himself. 3rd down for Susquehanna. Moser back to pass. He's going to hit Ciotti. Ciotti, who has 3 touchdowns on the night. And Ciotti's done a great job tonight as a receiver and returner, hasn't he?
He's really shown his ability to get open downfield. He's been doing it all year. This is a big game for him, and you're going to see him. You're going to see Moser look to him. Now, if you're Lower Dauphin, you have to recognize that. You may want to do a double, or you may want to have a safety over top, getting ready to see if you can get an interception.
The give is to right. And when Susquehanna gets in that rhythm, that's Brendan Schaefer on the tackle. But when Susquehanna gets in a rhythm, they score fast and quick, too, as well, Jerome.
Mm-hmm. And they definitely, like we said, even though going 0-3 doesn't mean doom for you in the league, it is important. You don't want to go 0-3. It's more of a morale situation at this point. You know, you lose 3 in a row and then lose your first game in division play. That could be detrimental.
Ciotti on the catch. He'll cross over the 40-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 7. And, you know, they go no huddle, so they're looking and getting the play as we speak. They like to try to catch Lower Dauphin off balance. It's 3rd down and 5. Lower Dauphin has a very tough defense. I'll tell you, one of the more hard-hitting defenses I've seen in our 3-game coverage this year.
Yeah, definitely tough.
Moser taking his time, looking back over. 10 minutes to play here. And are they going to look like they need to get a timeout? Are they going to think about it? Yeah, it looks like Susquehanna Township's going to take a timeout. And they didn't like what they saw. Moser was going to go talk to Coach Heaton. We'll be back after these messages.
Hi, sweetheart.
Hey, you two, it's dinner time. When Marcus and Michelle were starting their family, they came to the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency for their home loan. We're proud we could help Marcus, Michelle, and Mia. If you're looking for an affordable home loan or refinancing option, give us a call. We offer down payment and closing cost assistance too. Call us weekdays 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or check our website. We're the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. We help homeownership dreams come true.
There's a place where kids really connect to learning. Commonwealth Connections Academy. It's a tuition-free, fully accredited online public school where students find devoted, enthusiastic teachers like never before. Commonwealth Connections Academy, the online public school.
Let's go down to Archie Smith on the field. Archie, the second half action. We'll go to Archie in a minute. He's in the student section. And that's right on the catch over the left side.
Nation.
Let's go to Archie. Hey, Archie, what are you seeing down here, buddy?
Hey, man, I'm over here with the Falcon Nation right now, man. They got on all their bright shirts, their neon shirts. They call it a bright out right here, man. They're cheering for their team, which they should be, man. They got a good team going on out here, plus a good crowd, man. You hear, man. It's nothing but energy down here, man.
Thank you, Archie. And they've got a bright out tonight. They're wearing that neon. There's right on the left side. I like that. Brandon Schaefer on the tackle. A bright out. I've never heard of that one. That's
like
creative.
That. Yeah, that's creative. We've seen a white out. We've seen a black out. We've seen a stripe out. Penn State had a stripe out last week where you had, it was pretty cool to see. You know, one section in one color, another section in another color, and now we have a bright out. I like it.
Moser. His pass is caught, and no, wait a minute. They're going to say incomplete, or is Jerome,
no,
they're going to call that a
catch.
catch. That's a good catch by Dante Harvey. Now, that's the second time we've seen him bobble, but he holds on.
You know, he's getting away with the bobbles, but he got, whoop.
That was thrown on the wrong side of him.
Yeah.
That is a great pull-in by Harvey.
Yeah, that was a great pass. Now that you think about it. You know, we got to give him an apology.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Let us apologize as a group.
As a group. We apologize to you. That was a brilliant reception. It was behind him, and he reached behind and actually got his hands on that. So, that bobble, he just secured it on the other end.
Moser going over top, and he has a receiver. He had Ciotti intended. That would have been, that was a good thrown ball, well-thrown ball by Moser to Ciotti.
Overthrown, though, and you definitely want to bring that down a little bit for Moser. Again, he's having a pretty decent game.
He had Ciotti. He's got
He had a
great time.
He had a step. Just right off the fingertips.
I tell you what, it says something about Ciotti's speed. The kid is getting in the secondary a lot against these guys. He almost demands double coverage every time he's lining up. Moser back to pass. Pressure. Moser's got a big middle to run. He's going to tuck it and dive. That makes him a tough kid. He's going to cross over. And that's one thing we talked about in the first half. We saw Robbie Clark, a Lower Dauphin quarterback, and Ben Moser. Two very tough guys who, when they tuck it, they run very hard.
Yeah, exactly. Now, you talked about the why Lower Dauphin may not be double teaming him. One of the reasons could be is because Susquehanna Township is spread out in 4 wide. Now, the safety on that side could shade towards him more. You're not seeing it. He's playing center field, so he can cover cover half. So they're playing a 2 deep, and they're able to defend half a field.
Banks with a big pickup. He'll be wrestled down by Morrill. And Banks is going to keep that second effort, but he's going to drop the ball. Is that going to be out? They're saying he's down. Georgia Tower would come up to make the tackle, and Susquehanna trying to go quick. It's second down 3, 7:55, and look how fast they're trying to get these plays off the no huddle to catch Lower Dauphin off sides possibly. Moser's going to keep it. He's going to be in. That's going to be a touchdown, Susquehanna. Did you see the indication? That's what it is. And Susquehanna Township back on the board. Put another 6 on the board for Susquehanna Township.
And Todd, that was a very efficient, very successful, very needed drive for Susquehanna Township. They needed this drive. Being down 2 touchdowns, to come back from that and put together a drive like this with 7:42 left in the third quarter, you have more than enough time. Now you need your defense to get you the ball back. They cannot allow Lower Dauphin to score again.
Well, Jonah Williams, plenty of foot with the extra point. It's up and good. 35-28. Don't go anywhere in this Keystone match up here on ABC 27 and High School Sports Live. We've got a great one.
Under a new state law, all electronics must be recycled.
Welcome to the Dauphin County Recycling Center, where recycling is quick, easy, and free.
You may recycle appliances or even cell phones.
We're open 6 days a week, and recycling is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Contact our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or visit our website for more information.
Help us protect our planet, because tomorrow does matter.
How about we cut some fat from the system? How about we lose the hot air and secondhand smoke? Let's give everyone a great choice of doctors and remember we're our own primary care providers. Let's build better plans and pick up some better habits along the way. It's time to be the change we want to see in healthcare and the change we want to see in ourselves. Let's do it all for health. Highmark, Blue Shield.
Well, Susquehanna Township converted 4 fourth downs to put that in, and you said that's a very effective drive. I call that a very effective too. I'm going to second that. 4 first down pickups, fourth down pickups on fourth.
That's big.
Fourth down.
That's big, and that shows some of the grit of Coach Heaton's team. And you know they don't want to let another one slip away. So.
And that's going to be a touchback. That's a great booming kick by Jonah Williams.
That's a good idea because, like I said, man, Angel Cruz is he's one away from breaking one of these, and they don't. If they can stop him from even getting a field, because he's getting good field position on every return almost.
Lower Dauphin will come out of 7:42 to play here. 1st and 10. The ball will be on the 20-yard line.
Right.
And you and Archie Smith mentioned it at half. We'll go to Archie. Archie. These defenses now, they're going to have to stop yielding all these yards because this has been like one of those old Western Athletic Conference games, between BYU and them days when we were kids. What do you think?
Hey, man, Susquehanna's been here, so they're not panicking. They've been here. They always been coming from behind, but now they need their defense to stand up. And when I have a quarterback like that up on the center, I'm taking my money with him.
I agree. You put your money on Ben Moser right now and let him lead you. But, again, he needs help from this defense. He needs the ball back. He needs the defense to get to stifle. And if you're a Lower Dauphin, hey, you're up. It's 7:20. You don't have to do anything differently. You run the ball, let it set up your passing, and then you can put more points on the board.
Talwich on the carry on the right side. He's been the workhorse. We said he had 15 carries for 208 yards and 4 touchdowns on the night. Clock rolling out. Looking downfield, he's going to be incomplete. And there's going to be flags. Looked like it was a push on the D-back. Now, Susquehanna Township's going to argue, but they're going to call that.
Yeah, you have to see it on replay. You see Heaton getting in on the official about that call, not agreeing with it.
That flag's going to go against Isaiah Ramsey. It looked like he shoved Charlie Fies out of bounds a little bit. We'll take another look at it. Fies was the
Under a new
receiver.
state law, all electronics must.
So one more time here, and there's Fies is being rid out a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, the problem with that is he's looking back at the quarterback for the ball. So in that case, unless it's called before he looks back, both are entitled to that. Usually you don't see that call, but again, we didn't see the before, which it could have been stopping him from advancing and actually forcing him out of bounds. So that could have been a call.
Well, that's going to be a 1st and 10. The ball will be at the 23-yard line for Lower Dauphin. Look at the rushing yards, 236 for Lower Dauphin, 128 for Susquehanna Township. Talwich on the left.
And they're a lot smaller, and they're able to get up into these defensive linemen, and they're able to make holes.
Clock in shotgun formation, looking downfield. He's going to go moral, and it's going to be overthrown. Brian Garner, he's shown a lot tonight, the sophomore in the secondary for Susquehanna Township. Archie, you got to talk a little bit about this sophomore in Brian Garner, number 4 for Susquehanna Township. I mean, he's really had to step up here in the last 2 weeks for Susquehanna Township, and now he's playing like he's a senior.
Man, in these games right here, you have to grow up. I mean, he was playing some as a freshman last year, so that really helped these guys out, man. A lot of guys are starting to play young, and this guy's also playing both ways. So getting some offense plus some defensive snaps helps you grow and going into your junior year. So this guy's going to be a stud next year.
3rd down and 9. Trips receivers to the right. George Hartwich Hatawich, on the left side, and not much there. And it looks like, Archie, when you see them line up in that trips formation, Susquehanna Township's picked up on it now. They're running left of the trips or right of the trips every single time.
Well, that's the great adjustment Coach Heaton makes at halftime. They know they've been running left. So this time they come out with trips to the right side, but they still run left. But the defense, being fundamentally sound, make the play, 4th down.
And like you said, Jerome, this is going to give the ball back to Susquehanna Township. This is why these league matchups, we love them the best. They are always tight, contested.
Yeah, I mean, each game means something. And again, for Lower Dauphin, they can't get lulled into, this slow, methodical pattern. They've been doing very well, and it's about adjustments. And Coach Heaton went in the locker room. He made adjustments. Lower Dauphins comes out. They're not doing too many things differently. They kind of took the lead. Now, this could be a very, very important drive for both teams. What happens if Susquehanna Township can drive down the field again, put points on the board, and even this up again? Then you're back to a ball game, and right now it's really competitive both ways.
5:23 in the 3rd quarter here. I mean, every time one of the offenses get the ball, you want to know who's going to make that big play to put it in the end zone. That's what we've had tonight. Moser going to give. Well, that was Banks bouncing around. Banks is now getting the second half carries, Deshaun Banks, and he's starting to run really hard there. Just a little stutter, bouncing out to the left. Moser carrying out his follow-through very well. And I do not know who came up and made that shoestring tackle, but it was a great tackle. Open. It's Moser to Banks again.
And again, because of the fact that Susquehanna Township is only down 1 touchdown, they don't have to abandon their offense. You don't have to go into a passing game. You can still use the run to set up the pass. Moser is playing very composed, and he's throwing very well. So your entire playbook is still open.
And they go no huddle the whole time. It's Banks on the right side again. Schaefer coming up and making a hit. Hunter Harnish also on the tackle for Lower Dauphin. 4:41 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Time just keeps ticking in these games, so I tell you what.
Especially when a team is running, committing to the run, because the clock just keeps going.
Not much there for Wright, and Lower Dauphin's going to win that battle. 4 or 5 blue jerseys coming up to make the hit on Wright. 3rd down and 5 for Susquehanna. Siegel back in. He's going to connect to Harvey. Harvey's going to make the catch. Well, when you give Moser time, look at that ball. Right where you want it.
He's definitely a composed quarterback. I mean, I actually think he's definitely going to have an opportunity at the next level, and it'll be interesting to see, what happens with him, where he ends up next fall, because, I mean, he's put together a really, really good high school career, and I know college scouts are definitely going to be looking at him.
As we said in pregame, he was only 40 yards shy of the 4,000. He's over 4,000 for his career. And he'll have to throw that away as intended receiver with Ciotti. And they're going to turn it over on downs, and it'll be actually last possession. They were 4 for 4 from 4th down. That time they're going to turn it over, and Lower Dauphin's going to have an opportunity with the ball. 1st down and 10 on the 32-yard line.
That was a big win for Lower Dauphin's defense right there. Now these guys can come over, get their adjustments from their coaches. That was a big, big stoppage for Lower Dauphin.
You're right, Archie.
I'm actually shocked that Susquehanna Township didn't punt it and try to pin Lower Dauphin further into their own territory. Right now, the defense is playing pretty well. So, I would have seen if I can pin them and see if you can play the field position battle.
Susquehanna Township has that box loaded up. sending everybody out after Hartwich. And in Archie, this has been a better strategy in the second half for Susquehanna Township, going in that man and then putting everybody. They're putting 7, 8 guys on the line.
Yeah, but he still got 6 yards.
What they're doing, they're just trusting their DBs. Hey, guys, you guys got to grow up. You guys, here it is, athleticism against athleticism, talent against talent. Man up. That's your man. And linebackers and D linemen, you have to be able to control the gaps and the running lanes.
That's Nico Rice walking gingerly over there on the Lower Dauphin bench. Tommy Clark with the ball now, trips to his left side. He's going to roll to the right to that single receiver side, cross the 40-yard line and the 50, staying on his feet. And we said both of these quarterbacks can run. And that's Jameer Thomas coming up to make the tackle along with Gardner. And that's a 25-yard scamper for Tommy Clark.
Intelligent run. I mean, I think he got upfield, got north-south, got the first down. Got tackled. That's fine. But was able to, when you have a team in man-to-man, that's one of the things. Everybody's in zero coverage. You can just take off. And that's where you saw Clark took off and got good positive yardage.
First down and 10. The ball's on the 37-yard line for the Falcons. They give us that Towich on the left side. He's going to be wrestled down with that whole front right side of Susquehanna Township defense. Siegel, Downing on the tackle initially, and Ronye Mitchell. Also entering the game, Isaiah Milbury, the strong safety, coming up, helping on that tackle as well. It's a good shot of him by our camera crew. Second down and 5, and we're just 30 seconds here. There's a reverse in Lower Dauphin, and no one is going to be fooled for Susquehanna Township. Jameer Moody Thomas coming up to make the tackle on that one, and that name fit him on that one. How about it? That name fit him real well, Archie Smith. They call him Moody. He was very mad at that play, stayed home, and a big stop for Susquehanna Township.
That's the benefits of the 6-man front. Well, actually, they was in a 5-3 right there, so you have an extra outside linebacker who is blitzing, and he has contained, and that's how you make a great fundamental play right there, because he was in doing his assignment. That's all the game of football is, man, doing your assignment. And he did his, tackle for a loss.
And right there, folks, just like that, we're going to be underway the third quarter to start the fourth quarter coming up. There's the Lower Dauphin side. Look at them. Some of them's been lulled to sleep here a little bit. We've got a great and exciting game, 35-28, fourth quarter after these messages.
Did you know that the Cleveland Brothers is much more than just earth-moving and construction machines? We're rental and standby generators. We're truck engine service. We're Soul air compressors. We're global pumps and so much more. Visit us at clevelandbrothers.com. True Vision Realtors is the most enthusiastic and innovative real estate firm in Central PA, offering multiple programs for sale by owner to full service. They are a locally family-owned business. They are serving you for buying and selling needs. To catch the true vision for your housing future, call Nick and Jody Pendolina at 717-925-9095. Advanced Hoops high-level basketball training program is gearing up for their winter youth basketball program. The programs are designed for children ages 5 to 10, as well as middle school, 5-on-5, and Skill Factory. Fall AAU tryouts will take place on October the 24th and the 31st. This is a great time to get an evaluation from the Advanced Hoops staff and prepare for the upcoming spring AAU season. So call Charlie Fortney at 717-657-2620 or go to advancedhoops.com now as classes are filling up.
Third down and 14. Third down, 14, ball on the 41-yard line for Clock and Company. And the fourth quarter is underway. But it's going to be a township timeout here. Susquehanna Township is going to take another timeout. Look at the total yards. Boy, is this game is great. 342 Susquehanna Township, 337 Lower Dauphin. I mean, those total yards and the score is an indication on how tight this game's been tonight.
You got that right. I mean, and you see the offensive explosion from both teams. And again, it's 35-28. It's still a really close game. It still can go either way. Susquehanna Township is in a good situation. Lower Dauphin right now is in control at the moment, so they don't want to give up anything. So this is a really good start to the Keystone season for both teams. So great game, great matchup.
We are excited to be bringing this Keystone matchup here on ABC 27 and High School Sports Live. This is one that you kind of circled on the schedule as always has this chance of being a good one. There's our younger staff. That's the future Falcons up there. They kind of went off into their own self. They went up to that higher nest, I guess to say, right?
That's right. They're having a good time.
Clock's going to get it 3rd down, 14. He's got trips receivers to the left. He's looking left, and he's got a lot of pressure. He's going to have to avoid that pressure, and Downing's going to bring him down. That's a big play, and Kyrie's really excited about that. Ronnie Mitchell lost his helmet. Now he's going to run off the field and have to come out of play.
It's a big kid up there, man.
Archie Smith, you're working both sides of the sidelines. What do you see over on the Susquehanna Township side, and what is the talk in the field over that side?
Upon my arrival, I see one of the greatest things I want to see as an offensive coordinator. I see my quarterback together with my number one receiver getting their heads together. Hey, he's probably saying, hey, man, listen, we're going to have to come out and win this game right now. So we had Moser and Ciotti together doing this defensive stand right now. So we're going to see what these guys are going to do when they hit the field right here.
First down and 10. The ball will be spotted on the 15-yard line for Susquehanna Township. 35-28, down a touchdown. There's a good shot of Rob Clark, the head coach, Lower Dauphin. Very consistent, fundamental coach, been here years. He's had 2 sons play for him here. Now his quarterback, his son is playing quarterback. And I sometimes wonder, boy, you're probably going to get it pretty hard, sometimes when you come on that sideline when Dad's getting on you. Because I always felt like, Dad can ramp it up a little bit more when you come on that sideline.
And not only that, he ramps it up when you go home. So you never really get a break.
Draquan Banks on the carry to the left side for Susquehanna Township. He's starting to really settle into his groove and squaring his shoulders and running pretty hard.
He definitely is. I mean, you're talking about, those 4 and 5 yards are now turning into 6 and 7 yards on first down. That's big. You get a good look at Moser there. Real composed quarterback. And, again, we've seen him grow up in this offense for Coach Eden.
Moser looking right side to Ciotti. He'll catch it. Ciotti will pull it in.
And I'll tell you, for Brent Spencer, the defensive back on that side has a tall task right now in defending Ciotti. I mean, Ciotti is playing, like a polished receiver, and he has to do his part to try to slow him down.
Well, he has 7 catches for 136 yards, 3 touchdowns tonight. Right on the left side. And Wright will be tackled down by Hunter Harnish. He's 6'1", 195 junior.
And he's not good.
Wright's not feeling good on that one.
Yeah, that was a hard hit right there.
The Lower Dauphin Falcon giving autographs here tonight. How about that? Some of the guys coming up and giving autographs.
Well, I'll tell you what, that hit was Harnish, number 36, the linebacker. And right now, you're seeing number 7, Wright, is down.
Fans High School Sports Live has teamed up with the Capital Region Insurance Agency to benefit the Bethesda mission through the Socks and Sweats Drive. Help clothe Harrisburg's homeless and ensure the warmth of people in need by donating new or lightly used sweats or new socks. For a list of collection locations, visit hsslivetv.com or criainc.com. On October 17th at the Hershey Theater, area families are in for a magical night as the Really Big Show is featuring rising country star Jessica Lynn, famous impressionist Christina Bianco, performance painter David Grobati from America's Got Talent, and special appearances from the Redland Little League, the United States Championship team, the WNBA's Maggie Lucas, former Harlan Globetrotter, A-Train, and Belinda, and much, much more. The Really Big Show is a special benefit for Big Brothers, Big Sisters of the Capital Region. This event is recommended for families. To get tickets, visit HersheyTheater.com or call 534-3505.
Second down 7. Banks on the carry to the left side. He'll pick up about 2. And that's going to be a 3rd down and 5. The ball will be at the 30-yard line for Moser and company. 10:15 to play in the 4th quarter. And, Susquehanna Township, Lower Dauphin matchup, anytime you get it, we said the last 8 matchups between these two teams, 4 wins for Susquehanna Township, 4 for Lower Dauphin. Moser connects with Ciotti across the 40-yard line.
And again, another first down, another good strike. You see Moser's in rhythm, gets the ball out, deep out, which is one of the harder passes to throw for a quarterback because of how you have to throw that ball. He puts it right on the money with good velocity outside so that the DB cannot get to it. Your receiver gets the first down.
Moser calling his plays at the line. He's going to pump fake, looking downfield to Ciotti. He has Ciotti across the 20, the 10, the 5. Ciotti goes into the end zone. 60 yards from Moser to Ciotti. When does it stop? I don't know if it can. These two are teaming up tonight. Yeah. This has been one of the greatest games I've had the opportunity to call.
This is a well-thrown ball, but an even better route. Ciotti just takes the top off of the defense. And again, we talked about this a little bit earlier. Number 11, Spencer, is one-on-one. There is no help, no safety help over the top of that. And as good as Ciotti has been with his quarterback connection, I'm very, very surprised that Coach Clock has not doubled that more. Ciotti just got deep, took the top off the defense.
We're all tied up. Ciotti won those 4 touchdowns of the night. 35-35 more. Don't go anywhere in this Keystone matchup. We're sorry there were flags down. There's roughing the kicker against Lower Dauphin, so that'll be marked off on the kickoff. We'll have more after this. Ciotti in his end zone for 4th touchdown of the night.
Today, we have some breaking news on the West Shore. Some spraining, twisting, popping news. It appears that Mechanicsburg is getting a state-of-the-art OSS orthopedic urgent care. This is what we know so far. OSS urgent care is much faster than the emergency room. All patients will be seen by orthopedic experts. Costs are typically less. And OSS is open 7 days a week. Remember, if you have a sprain, pop, or break to report, go right to the experts. OSS Orthopedic Urgent Care. 2 great locations, York and now Mechanicsburg. Now that's some good news.
Karen has 459 friends, but none of them made sure she got home okay. None of them suggested she skip the next drink, try a glass of water, or maybe just call it a night. Karen has 459 friends, but tonight, what she really needed was one good one.
9:19 to play, 35-35, and man, Christian Ciotti and Ben Moser's hooked up for the 4th touchdown. We've got a lot of great things going on here tonight. That's 9 catches for Ciotti on 199 yards. Archie Smith, I mean, this has been one of those games tonight, calling it. It's one of those that you mark down. This might be one of these Hall of Fame type calling games. I mean, this has been fantastic tonight.
Guys, I walked over to the Susquehanna sideline when they was on defense, and the first thing I see is Moser and Ciotti together. So I'm thinking as a player that they're telling him like, hey man, we're gonna have to put this game on us. And you can see he came out and went 4 for 4 straight to Ciotti.
Yes, he did. And the one thing I want to add to that, Archie, was that offensive line really, really looked good on that drive and on that touchdown ball.
Well, as you can see, Susquehanna is giving Lower Dauphin a lot of eye candy. You seeing Skittles go across your face, and they're coming back with a sneaker bar going deep.
I like that.
I tell you what, hey,
Snickers and Skittles.
I like that eye candy thing, and I know exactly what you're talking about. Maybe showing like you're going to go a side, going to another side. But you know what, Archie? You just made me very hungry. And, you know, I might need that candy bar on the way home.
It's 9:16. You're not supposed to eat after 9, I heard.
Not saying I need it.
So let it alone. Let it alone.
Talwich on the left side. He'll be knocked down by Ronye Mitchell. And coming up to make the tackle, also Brian Garner, as well as Wright helping out and assisting. 2nd down and 10. He didn't pick anything up there on that carry. Sorry, I'm take that back. He picked up 5. Mm-hmm. Marked that wrong on my part. 2nd down and 5, ball on the 34-yard line. But, you know, we talk about Ciotti and Moser, and Talwich and Robbie Clark have done the same thing. And Towich has 4 touchdowns tonight, too.
Right.
So, I mean, this is just equally one of the greater games you'll see across the mid-state. There's a Towich across the middle, and right when we say something, he's going to bounce outside, and he will be taken down, wrestled down over the 50-yard line. And that's a 25-yard scamper.
You got Hatowich on one side. You have Moser and Ciotti on the other side. I mean, this is just, the explosion of these 3 players, because you have to include the quarterback in what's happening with Ciotti and the yardage he's putting up.
Isaiah Milbury on the tackle. But let's talk about the numbers right now. 22 carries, 256. Now, Archie, I don't know if you just heard me on that, but Hatowich has 22 carries for 256 yards and 4 TDs, friend.
Listen, that's the performance you want to put on in a stadium like this at a high-mark game like this right here. That's what you want to come out. That's how hard you want to play. This guy's not stopping. He actually is getting stronger as the game is steady going. We have 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
The Hatowich tank. How about that?
Man,
see, I'm sitting up here. I'm trying to get nicknames, man.
Yeah, I like it. I like the nicknames.
I'm not getting any love from you with this. You're supposed to be joining the
hey,
process.
I'm sorry.
You're zoning out, and I'm trying to figure out the best because this dude, he's putting on the clinic. Hatowich is having a game, and he's just showing everyone. He's putting the Keystone Division on notice right now.
Towich on the carry on the right side. It's going to take a lot of Susquehanna white jerseys, and they've done a good job here in the second half against him. They're putting a lot of guys on the line, Archie.
Hey, this guy has over 200-some yards rushing, but we forgot to leave out that he's doing this versus a 5- and a 6-man front.
With big players up front, too. That front 4 for Susquehanna Township is huge, and he's doing this.
Big third down coming up, 3rd down and 3. And Lower Dauphin are 3 for 7 on 3rd down conversions, 6:56 here to play. Hatowich busting over. He's going to move the chains. It's going to be a 1st down, so make it 4 for 8 on 3rd down conversions for Lower Dauphin. This is one of those times where you got to be really careful if you're Susquehanna Township. We got flags on the play. I think it's going to go against Lower Dauphin. I still have not. Yeah.
I think they're going to get the center for moving the ball.
Okay.
Okay. And another score update in the area. State College 40, Carlisle 21, and that is a final. So for those out there that's following those games in that division, State College 40, Carlisle 21. That game is over.
Third down and 8. That last penalty will be considered calling it an illegal shift. 3rd down and 8, 6:27 to play. Lower Dauphin, Susquehanna Township knotted up. And Lower Dauphin Falcons and Rob Clocker is going to want a timeout, and he's going to go out and talk to the officials a little bit. He's frustrated about what he saw.
True Vision Realtors is the most enthusiastic and innovative real estate firm in Central PA, offering multiple programs for sale by owner to full service. They are a locally family-owned business. They are serving you for buying and selling needs. To catch the true vision for your housing future, call Nick and Jody Pendolina at 717-925-9095.
We talked about special players. Here's Christian Ciotti tonight. That's his first touchdown of the night, and that was 84 yards. And look at this return, 94 yards. It's the 3rd time over 80-yard returns in his career, the 3rd time. That's his 2nd touchdown. Moser throws an absolutely beautiful pass to him. That's his 3rd touchdown. But now look here. This is what we do on the other side. Now coming back here to Moser. Moser's going to pump fake, sets everything up, and Ciotti walks in 61 yards, 4 touchdowns. It's been an unbelievable night. Now we're back to the live play, 3rd down and 8. Tommy Clock is going to connect across the 40, across the 30, on his feet on the 20-yard line. They're going to walk into the end zone. And, man, listen to the crowd. Jared Smith on the catch, 48 yards from Tommy Clock. Wow. And you just can't close your eyes.
Wow.
You can't close your eyes. Jared Smith, there was a few missed tackles that he broke. Here's Tommy Clock, bounces back. Right there he passes Jameer Thomas, and he makes a move on right. And that last late move allows him to get into the end zone.
Gerard
Here,
Smith.
You got Jameer Thomas coming up to make the tackle and Wright to make the tackle, and then there's a move there. And
Smith walks into the end zone.
Gerard Smith will walk in. The point after is up and good.
Big plays, man.
42-35. Lower Dauphin. More after these messages.
Ruff Tractor and Equipment is PA's full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction along with other leading manufacturers. Serving the total sales, rental parts, and service needs of its customers. Ruff Tractor paves the way for your project from start to finish, featuring the latest parts and equipment from Case Construction and more. Ruff also offers 24/7 job site support. Ruff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
Like tough? The future of tough is now. With the all-new Ford F-150 4x4 at Hoffman Ford. And a tough truck requires an easy-to-handle price, as in $10,000 off MSRP, or 0% APR for 72 months with approved credit. Or how about a 36-month lease for just $390 per month? Tough truck, easy-to-handle price at Harrisburg's premier Ford dealer, Hoffman Ford.
Look, there's Archie Smith doing the push-ups. Now, you know Archie likes to get that workout in. He's doing it with the cheerleaders. There you go, Archie. We got to give you a lot of credit on that right there.
Hey, I did that. That was a great call by Coach Clark. Listen, they've been running left side all night. Left, power left, power left. This time they snuck the tight end out in the flats, wide open, play action, touchdown.
That last drive was 5 plays for 80 yards. Ciotti picking the ball up, shuffling, trying to bounce out left side and trying to get back in some good field position for Susquehanna Township. And, man, he's been a workhorse tonight. He's probably going to get my All-Iron Award. Then I'm going to go on the other side and give an All-Steel Mill Award to George Hatowich. So Ciotti and Hatowich get the All-Iron.
The Hatowich tank.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Give me some love for that.
I like that. I like that tank call.
You're just not, you usually are a little bit more passionate about that. I'll kind of take offense to that.
Well, okay. Let me just try to match that, and we'll go Christian, the Italian Stallion Ciotti. I mean, the way he's running tonight.
You can't throw that out. I mean, that's a name that's already taken.
Okay, well, this guy's doing it too.
That's Rocky, man. Come on.
Right on the left side.
Again, 42-35, 5:52 left. Susquehanna Township, it's not panic mode, but you got to get something. You're in 4th down now. So now what do you do?
Moser to right, trying to cross the 40-yard line. That's a good open field tackle if you're Lower Dauphin. I mean, that's one of those where if you don't come out there and make that play, he might take this. Italia, which...
And I mean 3rd down, though. The yard marker said 4th down, so we had to change that. It's 3rd down now, 3rd and 7 for Susquehanna Township.
They'll have the ball on the 38-yard line with 5:19 to play. Man, you just got to hats off and just bow to these kids tonight on both sides in the white and in the blue. It's an all-Warrior game. Ciotti with a great catch from Moser.
Wow. He's something else, man. I mean, he is a legit polished receiver. He really is. And this kid goes up and gets it. Moser puts it a little high, but Ciotti goes up and gets it at its highest point. That's what you want. He gets both feet down. And right now, I mean, he is a hard cover.
Sometimes you just get the feeling they're like in the backyard playing like when we were kids, right, Archie Smith? Remember those days as a kid, you're matching up against your neighbor?
Yes,
I'm getting that feel tonight.
Hey, man, but also, guess what? When you're the best kid in the neighborhood, they're going to double team you.
That's right.
This guy's being triple teamed. You have a linebacker underneath. The corner is playing him, and plus you have safety help right now.
Well, about time, because for the rest of the game, they haven't been doing that. They've left him on single coverage.
Here we go again.
Moser to Ciotti, across the 10, the 5. Do you believe what you're seeing?
And this time he was double covered. They had a change in the secondary. They had Skylar Swartz switch with Brett Spencer, and this time it's the same thing, same result.
At this point in time, Ciotti hooks up from Moser, 55 yards. He scores the touchdown, and then he holds his hands up like, you know what?
Somebody
look right here.
Me?
Just stay on him. Hey, I don't know what to say tonight, he says. I don't know what to say about this game. If you're tuning into this, ABC 27 might have what we call a package where you take a game like this and you put it in the golden vault. You only bring it out once in a while. It's up and good, 42-42. So, Greg, if you're back at the station listening to this one, put this thing in the golden vault. Put it away.
Hold on.
Put it away.
Now, here's the problem, though. If it's defense.
At Giant, it's never been easier for you to shop smart. Discover low prices on the items you buy most. Save on thousands of items every week with new Red Bonus Buy savings. And with gas rewards, you save big at the pump. You'll love how your savings stack up. Only at Giant. Earn Gas Extra Reward savings every time you shop, and pump up your rewards even more with weekly bonus offers in-ad and in-store. Gas Extra Rewards go farther at Giant.
Right now at Pizza Hut, you can get any 2 medium pizzas for $6.99 each. Choose any crust, any sauce, any toppings. So go for it, America. Get any toppings, any crust flavor, anything you want on any 2 medium pizzas for just $6.99 each. Only at Pizza Hut.
Archie Smith, let's go down to you. You talked about that matchup. Let's go back in them days in Alabama when you're the neighborhood kids. The Lower Dolphins cheered up here, but Ciotti and Moser, and on the other side we got Tommy Clark and Hatowich. What kind of matchup? Where do you put this in your perspective of football games? Not only as a player, from just now in your observation, where do you put this thing?
Man, this is a great game. I'm glad I have the best seat in the house to absolutely watch it live and here and in person, man. I'm actually watching these guys trying to find a way how to stop the other opposition.
Right. This is, I mean, you talked about this vault thing. And yes, it's great because if you're offensive, you love offense. I'm a defensive guy, and so is Archie. You know you are down there, Archie. So as defensive guys, where's the defense? There's no D right now. So you got 42-42. Each team is putting up close to 400 yards of total offense. Right. Where's the defense?
The way this game is going, the last team with the ball will be the winner.
And Archie, right now, you know, when I say live on tweeting this thing right now on ABC and tweeting this thing, I'm at TPraise143, and I'm getting all kinds of different tweets about this because right here, these kind of things that are happening all night long. This Italiowicz bouncing over, crossing, still on his feet, almost to the 50-yard line, taking 4 or 5 white jerseys with him. And we encourage you to tell us what you think about tonight. That's 27-yard run.
I know what's going on.
Lower Dolphins very excited, but I encourage anyone to tell us what they think tonight on Twitter at TPraise143, and we're going to start talking about a little Twitter quotes. Here we got vintage matchup. Yeah, we're getting all kinds of things.
All I know is Hatowich sees Ciotti scores, and he's like, no, I have to do something too.
Right.
So he gets the ball. He's like, give me the ball. And right now they're going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. This is a great offensive game. Great keystone matchup.
Hatowich on the right side. He's going to stay on his feet, bounce out to the left side, cross the 50, and be wrestled down by Brian Garner. 3:53 to play. Now, Archie, your defense right now, do you like what you see? What are you going to do if you're playing defense right now or you're defensive coordinator? So let's take you inside the mind of the defensive coordinator.
Well, actually, if I'm in Susquehanna hands right now, listen here, we have to focus on the run. I'm going to play tough man outside, and we're going to focus in on number 34. Linebackers, you only have one responsibility, 34.
Tommy Clark, shotgun formation. He's got twin receivers out to the right. He puts Gray in motion. He's going to give to Hatowich. Hatowich on the right side, bounce across the 40. Staying on his feet, across outside the 30, and wrestled down by Wright. And that might be, that's a saving tackle by Wright with 3:10 to play.
I mean, this is unbelievable. I mean, you know, you're just seeing Hatowich upfield, north-south, and he's just running through, carving up this defense. Just as Ciotti has done in the air attack. He's carved up the defense on the air.
He has 20, Archie, listen to this now, 27 carries for 316 yards for Hatowich.
Wow.
This game was won in the offseason. I would love to see the guy offseason, what he does in the offseason, because he is nowhere near tired.
Hatowich, right side. Downing hits him. Mitchell hits him. takes him down.
Not only is he not tired, he is craving the ball. He wants the ball. It's tied up, 2:36 on the clock. Lower Dauphin's thought is, we're not going to give the ball back to Susquehanna. We're going to grind, and if we need to get in the field goal range and kick a field goal to win it, why give the ball back to Moser and Ciotti if you don't have to? You grind this down and get it and score. Get a field goal, score, and end this.
Well, Lower Dauphin head coach is doing what his last name says, and that is take time off the clock.
I like that.
Oh, coming up, making a great tackle, Isaiah Milbury on a Towich. Now, that is, Archie, I think you mentioned somebody on this defense will have to come up and make a play on a Towich, and that's a great one there to make a 3rd and 8. Big 3rd and 8. Archie, take us inside this one.
Man, I love what Coach Clark is doing right now. He's leaving the game in his hottest offensive player right now. Nobody else has touched this ball this series. So I would love to see what he have dialed up on possibly a 3rd and 13.
3rd and 13, as Archie Smith has just said. 3rd and 13. Hey, Archie, this reminds me of the days when you played arena football. You know, when the scores would get up, when every point after counted. I feel like we basically just took this arena football in a big outdoor situation.
Yeah, man. But these guys are competing. These guys are competing. Here we go with the screen.
Oh, beautiful.
To your best player.
Beautiful play. Well-designed play. That. I don't think Susquehanna Township saw that coming. We have not seen a screen all game, and they wait till now to bust it out. Clock, great coaching.
Touchdown on the screen. Here it is. Taking a look. He's going to look right.
Brilliant.
Set everybody up. And, Archie, you talk about the eye candy. That's exactly what it was. Went Skittles to Snickers into the end zone of Talowich on the touchdown, and Lower Dauphin takes the lead late in the game with 1:13. But they got some time to give the ball back to Susquehanna Township to see what they do.
I just got one question for you guys in the booth and the guys at home. What number did I say?
Yeah, you said it the whole time. He
touched the ball the whole time.
He touched it the whole time on that possession. 49-42. The Talowich from clock.
You know what that is? That's great coaching.
Exactly, and that's what I was saying. That play, we have not, and I said it, we have not seen a screen all game. He waits till now, run, pound, and screen the ball.
And, fellas, you know what time it is, Archie Smith and Jerome Presley. It's time for the Hit Parade.
The Hit Parade. And we haven't had much defense, but there's been some. You know, we got a score of a 49-42. We're getting some hits in there. You know, getting in some. I mean, we get some love for the defense, but that was an offensive guy giving the hit. Right there, that was a good play there. This was a big one. That was a big one. Harnish put one on the running back. Good job there. Couple of good hits by that Lower Dauphin secondary. And then you see Susquehanna Township coming up and doing the same thing. That right there, my friend, was a really good play. And so there was some defense. We saw some. You know what I mean? Even though there's a lot of points on the board, we saw a little bit, but although a lot of those hits were all the way downfield. That's the issue both teams had. Not a lot of defense.
Well, that Connections Academy hit parade was pretty impressive by our Invicta staff crew and our truck guys.
Ciotti. Oh, the wall is set up.
The setup wall on the left side for Ciotti.
He didn't get there.
He's going to be wrestled down over the 30-yard line.
It was set up if he could get there. All right, now, if I'm Lower Dauphin, okay, I'm going to have shade of safety, 20 yards deep. Have your corner play 10 yards deep, and you have to defend that, and you have to get pressure on the quarterback. You cannot let Moser just sit back there and pick you apart.
If I'm Lower Dauphin, I'm playing this just like Ciotti is a gunner on the punt team. I'm going to have two defenders that stand right down in front of his face.
All right, let's see what they got. Okay, we got we got one-on-one. We got a safety over top.
Ciotti on the right side. Moser looking his side, but he was going to go into the seam. Across the 20-yard and bouncing outside. And, I mean, Deontay Thompson comes up and makes a catch. He spins off. 57 seconds in time for Susquehanna Township. You got a single receiver, 20 on your side is Chris Ciotti. On the far side, you've got twin receivers. 54 seconds. Moser looking downfield in this, and that's going to be incomplete. But that'll stop the clock at 2nd down and 10 for us all to get our breath. Don't go anywhere here on ABC 27 tonight. Like I said, I'm saying to Greg Mason and my friends back at ABC 27, this one gets put in the vault. And it's like a fine wine. You can only bring it out every 10 to 15 years. Yeah. So I'm going to say to Charlie Fortney and all the crew on High School Sports Live, this one's getting retired in the vault. It's going to come out every 15 years. You bring this one out. Put it in a golden box. Ciotti on this side. Boy, that's a hard hit.
And that's what you got to do. You got to come up and make a hit. That's Skylar Swartz comes up from the defense. He's given a lot of space right now because you do not want Ciotti to get behind you.
And that clock is really spinning fast. 33 seconds. 3rd down and 5 for Moser. Moser to Ciotti. He's going to get out of bounds.
But he got out of bounds. He didn't get the first down.
He's shy of the first down. He's shy of the first down by about a half an inch to a half yard. Excuse me.
It's about
he
a half
thought
a
he
yard.
was at it because he's on the other side. He couldn't see the. I mean, he's asking where's that spot? He says, look here. He's on the other side of the chain, so he doesn't exactly know where he's at. He's got to get out. And he thought he had enough, but it's going to be a 4th down and 1 for Susquehanna Township.
They're going to measure.
They're going to bring the measuring sticks on here.
And this play will be if it stays 4th down, this will be everything to Susquehanna Township. They have to get this first down.
This is one of these games where you just hate to see, you tip your hat off to both sides. I want to tell parents of Lower Dauphin kids, parents of Susquehanna Township kids, tonight was a game that no matter who wins or loses this game, coaching staff, I know you don't want to hear this. That's a first down, but Jerome, don't you say this one right here? We don't even want to talk about wins and losses. What was on this field tonight were warriors. Archie?
No.
I know you don't like to lose. They were warriors.
They want to talk about wins and losses.
Archie, I'm coming down here to say, I'm not talking wins and losses right now. Jerome's arguing with me.
I mean, you do not want to lose this game right here, man.
He knows
fighting this hard, man. Here, you're not looking for no more victory right here, man. No matter what your stats is, you're trying to pull this victory off right here.
The crowd, Lower Dauphin is really now. Here's Banks. Banks across the 40-yard line. He's going to get out of bounds very smartly. But what I want to say is, I said, in all serious note, to the parents at home, your kids put it all on the line tonight.
That's true.
To both coaching staffs.
Absolutely.
No jokes aside. We know wins and losses. Believe me. What we're saying to everybody right here tonight, this was an epic battle here on High School Sports Live and ABC 27.
Definitely was.
Great shot of the crowd here, Lower Dauphin. Moser looking right. And that ball, will that be caught? Are they marking it a catch? If it is, it's going to keep the clock running. He's going to have to spike the ball.
Yep.
They're going to call that a catch. And will they get this play off? There's no timeouts for Susquehanna Township.
No, they have timeouts.
They do have one.
Yeah, they have one left. So they took a timeout, which wasn't a bad idea. You got 10 seconds. That probably gives you enough for a play, maybe 2.
But depending on when they signaled for the timeout, and I think Joe Heaton's coming out and talk about, wait a minute, they signaled for that timeout with 15 seconds on the clock. 5 seconds have ran off here, and we've got to see. If you look back when Coach Heaton, there's a good shot of Coach Heaton, when he called it, and you know that frustration look on his face right now. His team has been in a lot of battles this season. They take the number 3 team, Central Dauphin, to the wires 21-21 before, Central Dauphin comes back and scores 2 touchdowns. Last week they lost in the last 20 seconds. Archie?
Hey, was that a catch? Is there any way we can see, was that really a catch?
It's a good question. I'm not sure.
Well, it stands as a catch right now is where it's marked. But, Archie, the thing it is when that timeout was called, there was about 5 seconds left on the clock that got pulled off.
Look at these guys. Look at the quarterback down here. This is the quarterback. He's pumping the crowd up. This is a very, very crucial play that's coming up right now. But Susquehanna just came out with Ciotti in the slot. We're going to see is Lower Dauphin going to make an adjustment to it.
And that's going to be a first down. So here it is, Archie. You called for the replay. Here it is. We're taking a look up here in the booth. And that is very much a catch. Archie,
I think so.
I know you can't see it down on the field. It was a picture-perfect catch. Ciotti got both hands under it. 3rd down and 2, everybody. 10 seconds to go in this Keystone matchup. First down. There was a move of the chains. It's a first down. The board shows 3rd down and 2. It's a first down. Coach Clark wants his Lower Dauphin team. He's calling for all of his defense. He's calling for everybody here, and I don't know what the holdup is.
I think he's trying to get the scoreboard attention.
Ball's on the 35-yard line, first down and 10. I have not heard a whistle to say that we're go. Yeah, they're going to reset that clock. There's those seconds that were added on that clock. I knew when that timeout was called, it went down to 10. I clearly thought there was at least 5 more needed to be added. They added 4, and that's going to be a spike.
And you can hear the Lower Dauphin fans. You had to spike it because the clock began to run off. I mean, once they marked off the first down, the clock started right away. So the ball had to be spiked.
It's 12 seconds on the clock. I thought they had the play call in. They spiked the ball. Archie, what did you see on that field? They put 4 more seconds up on the clock. So the clock read 14 seconds. But Archie, Susquehanna Township spiked the ball. What was going on down here? What's going on down here in the field? It just seems a little uncertain with the officials and everything.
Well, you have the coaches. The coaches is trying to scream up to the clock guy. The crowd is going crazy. The Susquehanna coaches is screaming at the refs, man. So, man, in an intense, crucial game like this, man, you have the chaos like this. So once everything's settled down, the referees have got everything on the settle. So we had the right amount of time that was supposed to be on the clock, and that was Susquehanna was supposed to do because he was tackled inside of bounds. So come up and snap the ball. But right now, Lower Dauphin has a time to adjust, and Susquehanna had a time to drop a play right here. So here we go.
14 seconds back on the clock. We said they added 2 more seconds back on.
They added 2 more seconds because the first down, it should have never went in the first place. So Lower Dauphin fans are very angry about this right now.
Moser just going to air it out on the left side. It's up.
Goodness.
It's a cut. And it's going to be a touchdown. It will be a Susquehanna Township.
At the 1 yard line.
1 yard line.
At the 1 yard line. Archie, take me to that far side.
That was Brian Garner, the sophomore that has been playing receiver plus DB, comes in and make a great play as a sophomore. These guys are going up in front of our eyes.
Wait a minute. There was no knee down. Take a look at this again. This is a touchdown. This is a touchdown.
Oh. Touchdown. That's a touchdown.
Wait a minute. They call no touchdown, but you take a play to look at the play before it. It was a touchdown.
That's a touchdown.
This is one here that if you look at the play over and over again, let's look at the instant replay on the pass before. Let's go back to the pass before and look at this.
Hold on, the officials are... Uh-oh.
We got time.
Wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
Wait a minute. There's another second on the clock. They're going to add another second on the clock. Rob Clark is not happy about this. But if you go back to the play before, this pass in the corner, Archie, I know where you're standing. You didn't get a chance to see it. But the pass before it, when he falls in, the ball is over the goal line. So take a look at this. They're backing up. He's not down. The left arm was down. I'll take that back. So a great mark by the officials.
That was a good call by the officials.
We have a timeout that was called by Susquehanna, guys.
Right. And see, I did think that there was more time left, but the clock just kept going. And I know Susquehanna had another timeout to use.
Hey,
so
is there any way that we can see if Moser scored? I think Moser got in on the second effort.
We're looking at the second effort right now. Touchdown, Ben Moser on the right side. But, hey, we're going to get another chance at it here for Susquehanna Township, another chance for the fans at home, Lower Dauphin, another chance for them to get a hold. 2nd down and 1. The ball is on the 1 yard line, 49-42. There is absolutely no time on the clock.
They're going to put something on there. It's probably going to be a second or two. But
guys, Coach Clark is not coming off the field. I mean, he is letting this referee have it. He is not coming off the field right now.
I mean, in his mind, he's thinking the game should have been over. So I can understand where he's coming from. The flip side is, if it was flipped, Coach Heaton would be in the same situation, thinking I called a timeout. So it's a difficult situation for an official because either way, you're wrong either way.
Guys, I still think we have a play right here.
Yeah, there's definitely a play. There is a play right here. And if you're Susquehanna Township, you're trying to get in, and if you're Lower Dauphin, you got to give everything you have to keep them out. You keep them out, you win the game.
Guys, I think they're going to put 1.3 seconds, either 0.3 seconds on the clock.
So, yeah, we're still working it out. There's a great shot by our Invicta crew here tonight.
1.3, guys. Here we go.
1.3 on the clock. And you hear the Boo Birds coming out here. It's almost tough to call here. We're just going to let the action take place.
Wow, he broke it up. Good defensive play right there. Number 2, Skylar Swartz makes a brilliant play in the end zone and stops that play from happening and stops the touchdown. Lower Dauphin pulls it out 49-42. What a game.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you tune into.
What a game. What a game. And I'll tell you what, Susquehanna Township has been on the receiving end. This is the 3rd week in a row of a close game that ends with them being on the losing side. So these kids gave it all for another week.
Hey, guys, did that play remind you of the Super Bowl right there? 4th and 1, we're on the 1-yard line.
4th and 1.
And if you take and you want to go back, if we could go back to just all that excitement and go back to Moser when he was on that goal line. I mean, there was so many things that happened tonight in tonight's game that just been unbelievable.
Yep. And I think one of the cool things that happened was Coach Clock went to Moser and gave him a big hug to let him know great sportsmanship.
And one more time, we're going to look here. Ben Moser's first effort here. This is the play before that, his second effort. And
I don't know if
and unbelievable. I mean, you really had to be set and ready to go tonight for tonight's matchup. It was unbelievable, and just what a game tonight. You hate to see anyone lose this game, and it's unbelievable tonight.
Yep.
From ABC 27 to everyone at High School Sports Live. We'll be back after these messages.
Ruff Tractor and Equipment is PA's full line equipment dealer representing Case Construction along with other leading manufacturers. Serving the total sales, rental parts, and service needs of its customers. Ruff Tractor paves the way for your project from start to finish, featuring the latest parts and equipment from Case Construction and more. Ruff also offers 24/7 job site support. Ruff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
Like tough? The future of tough is now. With the all-new Ford F-150 4x4 at Hoffman Ford. And a tough truck requires an easy-to-handle price, as in $10,000 off MSRP, or 0% APR for 72 months with approved credit. Or how about a 36-month lease for just $390 per month? Tough truck, easy-to-handle price at Harrisburg's premier Ford dealer, Hoffman Ford.
There's a place where kids really connect to learning. Commonwealth Connections Academy. It's a tuition-free, fully accredited online public school where students find devoted, enthusiastic teachers like never before. Commonwealth Connections Academy, the online public school.
Under a new state law, all electronics must be recycled.
Welcome to the Dauphin County Recycling Center, where recycling is quick, easy, and free.
You may recycle appliances or even cell phones.
We're open 6 days a week, and recycling is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Contact our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or visit our website for more information.
Help us protect our planet, because tomorrow does matter.
It was just an absolute epic matchup. Lower Dauphin 42, Susquehanna Township, 49-42. Our player of the game with 314 yards was George Vitaliowicz, 5 TDs, and he had the game winner with 29-yard scamper over the middle on a screen. And tonight, standing by, Jerome Presley is with our player of the game. When we weed these things out, we'll go down to Jerome on the field. And what a night. If you tuned into this game and you stayed quarter to quarter from the very start of this game, we literally had everything you would expect out of Keystone matchup. This is, again, one of these giant post games that is really hard to sum up. But Ciotti scores on the opening play of the game, and Lower Dauphin comes right back at you. Ciotti with 5 touchdowns tonight. Christian Ciotti of Susquehanna Township. And down there on the field, George Hatowich played both ways, probably played 100% of the plays tonight. 314 total yards, 5 TDs. And the Lower Dauphin Band, let's go down to Jerome Presley standing by with our player of the game. Jerome?
Okay. All right, I'm here with the Hoffman Ford player of the game, George Hatowich, and his family in the background. George, can you talk a little bit about this game and how big it was for you and the Lower Dauphin team?
As a unit, we came to this game knowing that we were underrated. Coach kept stressing that we need to prove ourselves this game and go out and show what we have in the mid-pen. And we need to make a statement. And I think that's exactly what we did this game. We used team unity. Brotherhood is one thing, biggest thing we stress. And we definitely came home. And with my brothers tonight, we definitely played a heck of a game.
George, one of the things that me and the guys talked about upstairs was how hard you ran. And you saw the one touchdown happen, and it was a drive at the end of the game where you touched the ball every play of the drive. Can you talk a little bit about that?
I mean, I got to give it to the men up front. Those guys opened up holes, and without them, nothing under this would be possible. I mean, they busted up, they bust their butt day in and day out, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Those guys up front, I can't ask enough for them because they are truly the reason why we are so successful with the run game.
Well, you're looking at the Keystone division. This was a big win for you. You got some big games coming up. What are your thoughts about the division as a whole?
Well, absolutely. I mean, every team we approach, we got to come out with 100%, 110% attitude to win that game. We can't underestimate anyone because anyone can win on any given day. So we just got to prepare every single week. We can't take any team lightly. And this is a great start for division play.
And we got to get his family in this too. Get his family in there. Player of the game. Hoffman player of the game. We'll be back to you guys up top.
Well, thank you, Jerome. The Huffman Ford player of the game, and we know behind every player of the game, behind every player of the game is a tough family. 49-42. He had 314 yards for Hatowich. We got Travis standing by, our stats guy. Travis, tonight was an absolutely one of those games where we called it epic. And Travis, first of all, we thank you for being on top of this tonight. You had your hands full marking yardage.
If you remember the 2014 PIAA Quad A Championship game, it was as back and forth as this one was tonight. When was the last time you called a game where you had 1,029 offensive yards, 314 return yards, a couple extra yards on defense for returns as well? This was pretty much equal the whole way through. 525 in total yards for Susquehanna Township, 504 for Lower Dauphin. Mosier ends up with 389 yards passing, 270 of which went to Ciotti. The rushing game for Susquehanna Township, they ran for about 150 yards, but as we've been saying here in the postgame, Hatowich, 29 carries, 314 yards. Add on top of that the 29-yard reception. Clock, I thought he would have a bigger game passing-wise, but with Hatowich, you got as much output as you could, but Clock's last two passes were for touchdowns. He ended up with 147 yards. He started slow, 1 for 4, but ended up completing 6 of his last 7. Including the 2 touchdowns, 147 yards. Plus, he ran for 42 yards. He got a big 25-yard scamper in that last drive as well. So, yeah, the pinball paddles were going back and forth here with how fast Susquehanna Township runs. I almost ran out of ink, so yeah, I'll be charging Mr. Fortney for some pens this week. Yes.
But Travis, one of the things that's amazing, and you had said it. When was the last time you called a game that's over 1,000 yards? Well, first of all, never. So
okay.
I want to clear that up right here. And I tell you, when I looked at your running total tonight, and I kind of wish we had an opportunity to come in and throw the camera on that tonight. On your legal pad tonight was probably one of the most impressive things, and I might just take a picture of it just for Twitter tonight, just so people can see. Unbelievable when you're running totals on a game like this. And to the men in blue down there at Lower Dauphin, they come away with a great victory tonight, 49-42, a well-earned victory. And let's go on the other side. Travis, if you're Susquehanna Township, you can't put your head down. I know that's hard. These losses, last week they lost in the waning seconds of another barn burner matchup. They took Central Dauphin, the number 3 team in the state, to the wire. I mean, they have just come short. Joe Heaton and his staff could easily be talking almost an undefeated season, just like Lower Dauphin is right now.
You can't pinpoint the blame at the offense because they executed tonight. I mean, when you roll out 525 yards of offense, you did a great job. The rushing game, not as productive as Lower Dauphins, of course, but then you don't want this to get into your head and say, yeah, we had 2 calls go against us at the end of the game. Well, that doesn't matter the next game. I mean, you got to reset, get back out there, and give it your best for the next week as well.
Well, Travis, we're going to have you some more pins next week. We got another great matchup. And for our whole staff here, Vic and crew and ABC 27, here's the play of the game. The Capital Region Insurance play of the game is the very last play of the game with not even a second on the clock. And Moser's incomplete pass to Brian Garner, and Lower Dauphin celebrates. Tonight we had a great one. And for everybody here, our whole crew, High School Sports Live staff, for everybody.